You can hear 100% infill. Huge thing here. This is also an island. I mean, can you even see it 3D printed? Oh no, even play around. It's very nice. So we are in the lab. 40mm tube. Whoa. Be mine. All our different materials. How do you guys like this? I think we are live. Why I always forget to remove the banner every time. How's everyone? Let me put a small music in the background. Do we have the music? Can you hear? Yeah. So how's everyone? Who do we have here? Third Dimensional Print. How are you? Matt German, non-fam. Whoa. How come we have so many YouTube people more than Twitch? Non-fam, how are you? Hey, 3DQ. Glad to see Printbuster back. It's my favorite kind of stream. Yes, it is mine also. It's been a long time. How is everything, 3DQ? We need to catch up. I think, did I miss some of message from you? I've been, for some reason, December has been crazy. Like crazy. Message everywhere. Awesome things happening everywhere. People launching their stream. Many awesome projects. And it has been really, really crazy. Is that good stream quality, really? I'm actually back in China, so I'm back to the VPN stuff. Is it awesome stream quality because we have nice color? So it feels like it's a good quality. Buddha, how are you? Oh yeah, good point. There is the Joel stream happening at the moment. It's like a fundraiser. Let me share. Can I share this? Share this one and this one. Yeah. So there is Joel string happening at the same time. Let me share the link. And he's giving away like a huge amount of stuff. It's like Santa Claus early, ding 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 ding, distributing all the gifts. So a pretty amazing stream. The Ponymaker giveaway has happened already. I think like an hour ago or something. I mean, it's been, how long it's been? It's been 4 hours that he's giving away something, and I'm pretty sure it's not about to stop. So I think he gave away 2 Bamboo Labs also, like a lot of stuff. Oh, already 35K. So they already raised 35,000 for what hospital? Seattle Kid Hospital or something like this. Something hospital. Seattle Children's Hospital. Yeah, there you go. Can you imagine 35,000? I think it's one of the biggest fundraiser this year. I think. Let me take. Maybe I need to drink a little bit. That's why. Skipper, how are you? So anyway, make sure there is every time there is a new giveaway, he pinned the Gleam link here, and then you can enter the giveaway. So I think is why is Zombie saying hi, Polymaker? Is he because he is here also? No, he's not there. Oh yeah, he is. I caught it. You guys are saying hi, Ponymaker, in the chat of a stream that is streaming through another stream. So basically, you guys are chatting through this. Zombie is having fun. Yeah. Well, it looks like you too, right? And Buddha too. So let me start my giveaway. I have a huge giveaway also today. It's good. Okay, let me close this because I don't want to I don't want to pollute Joel's stream. I don't want that he thinks that we are raiding or something like this. Then he's going to send me a message. Hey, why you have all your guys mentioning Polymaker in the stream? No. It was just a joke. Anyway. Yeah, so let's start our huge giveaway of 1,000 grams of material of your choice. Yes, you heard it well. 1,000 grams. Is that the first time we do that? I don't think he's reading chat today. Yeah, 1,000 grams. 1,000 grams. You heard it. That's one of our biggest giveaway this year. Oh, I'm not feeling well today, apparently. Builder's Mark, first time ever, yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe one day, Incendium, we're going to give away 100,000 micrograms of PLA Pro. Maybe one day, but that's gonna be a lot. Hey, Lightspeed, how are you? Oh, Lightspeed, I wanted to tag you on. Let me see. I think I bookmarked it. Lightspeed, don't move. I think I bookmarked something for you. Here, this is for you. Look, this is a very popular tweet, right? And look at what is written. Twitter, pick your favorite, red or dark red. Anything to say, Lightspeed? I wanted to tag you, but for some reason I didn't find your. Supposed to be Lightspeed, but every time I type Lightspeed, there's too many Lightspeed, so I don't know. But anyway, I bookmarked it, and I was thinking at some point I will be in contact with you, and then I will be able to. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see it. You see, red and dark red. So for those that don't understand the joke with Lightspeed, you can go and check our Galaxy PLA with this beautiful dark red. Did you send me some red spoon? So this is our dark red, and some people feel like it's a different color. I don't know what color this could be except dark red. And then I saw this from Parker Cattle, and it seems like we agree. This is a dark red and a red. I got 2 rolls of Polymaker red out of nowhere at my house. Well, it's good. Far away, I work with cows. I love this animal. It's so wise. Wise? I don't know much about cows. I just know that France is about to forbid the corrida, I think, which is meaning we don't hurt cows anymore. Corrida? Is that? Do you have the same name in English? Corrida, like bullfight. Sorry, bullfight. So maybe we won't be able to do bullfight anymore in France. So it's brown. It's dark red. I'm sorry. It's dark red. You see? It's dark red. They both look brown. Okay. So I was about to start. Okay, so we start this, and then let me put the banner for our 1,000 gram. And there you go. Chewy is a pro artist here. Burgundy. Okay, so what I want you to do today is yes, animatronic theater, 1,000 gram of filament today. So Joel is doing a big giveaway today. So I was thinking let's go big also. Let's go huge. Oh, it's kind of hot now. So I want you to go through the Printbuster topics that we had, kind of a summary. It's been a long time. I wanna do a quick review of all the topic we have going on, maybe summarizing a little bit some discussion that has happened since we launched the Printbuster forum on our Discord, and maybe thank you for lurking, Zombie. By the way, I send you the link on Discord whenever you if you want to join. So here you go. Here is the forum that we have going on at the moment. There you go. Can you let me know if you can read? Because I'm on the Discord app and I cannot zoom, so I cannot read on my screen because it's too small. But if it's on your screen, can you read like the different posts and what is written? Like if I open one, can you read? Okay, you can read. Okay. Oh, Edge of 3D. Thank you for being awesome. I have one thing to say now that I see Edge of 3D. Did you guys know about? Let me see how it's called already. RM. Let me see. RMRRF. Did you guys know about that? Armref? Yeah, RMRRF. You know the Murph, Earth, and Remove. Did you guys know about this new one? I had no idea. I discovered it today. I received a message from Scott, and then I discovered it today. Hey, Subsector 3D, how are you? So, did you guys know about that? Yeah, Rocky Mountain Rip Rap Festival. So, Earth, East Rip Rap Festival, Murph, Middle Rip Rap Festival. No, what is Murph again? Yeah, I guess Middle Rip Rap Festival, and now we have Arumurf, Rocky Mountain. Oh, Midwest. Sorry. Midwest Rip Rap Festival, and now we have Arumurf. This one, Rocky Mountain Rip Rap Festival. So, and it's going to be in Loveland, CO. I really need to improve my US geography. What is CO? CO states. Colorado. It's going to happen in Loveland. Oh, Loveland. Is that where Looseboat was? Rocky Mountain equal Colorado. Okay. Colorado. Yeah, there you go. I think Loveland, is where Looseboat was before they're purchased by Fame 3D. So yeah, and so let me check. Rocky Mountain Rip Rap Festival. It's brand new this year in Loveland, CO, near Denver, and it's going to be from the 21st to the 23rd of April. So if you didn't know about that festival, then there you go. 21st to the 23rd of April. Let me see, when is that? April 21st. So it's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, it's going to be 3 days actually. It's going to be one more day than Earth. And then there's going to be a Death Racer event also during that festival. Oh, Breaker. Oh, Justin. Oh, Justin, you are the organizer of Arumurf. How do you say it, by the way? Arumurf, right? Is that correct? I just received the information. I'm one of the organizers. Oh, okay. So I mean, feel free to tell us more about this one. I discovered it today, so I don't know where it come from or what's the idea. I suppose it's the same idea as Earth or Murph, right? Where you're gonna have makers gathering and showing off all of their amazing projects and maybe some activities, maybe presentation. I don't know. Do you guys have a website or something we can check out? RMRRF. No, maybe not yet. Rip Rap Festival, or maybe a Facebook page. I would love to come on stream and talk about it. Oh, absolutely. I don't know how to reach out to you, but what if, can I send the link to Scott and then he send it to you? Or are we in contact somewhere? How can I? Oh, let me whisper it to you. I know. Let me whisper it to you. Wait, how can I do that? You can come and present. How can I do that? Let me do this. Whisper. Yeah. Okay. There you go. I just whisper it to you if you want to come and give a presentation of Rumuf. It's okay, Geoffrey. I figured out. The Three Heaven, how are you? I'm doing great, but oh my god, so busy on December. Like, you cannot even imagine. Oh well, yeah, maybe you can imagine, but really busy. I'll message you on Discord right now. Oh, okay, yeah, I have it. I can also send you on Discord. There you go. So you can click on the link, and then you will appear here, and then I will invite you on stream, and then you can present the project. I'm golden. I'm so happy you're busy. Busy is good. Yeah. Yes and no, right? I wish I wish I was a little bit less stressed. But yeah, you're right. Being busy means things are going well. So yes, it is. It is usually a positive thing. I'm across the river from MI. Boston is 3 hours drive for me. Oh, great. Yeah, actually, I have no ideas where is Loveland. So let's check the map. I guess it's in area where far from the other one, so that more people. Let me check. So it's let me share. Oh, it's straight in the middle. You take the US and poof, straight in the middle. So I think around here was Murph. Earth, I don't know where was Earth, but I guess it's east, so it should be around east. Okay, so now we have Murph was there, so Murph in the west, east in the east, and now we have middle. So now we cover the whole US. Yeah, don't worry, take your time, Justin. Take your time. Everything plus ultra. How are you? 2 is already hard for me. I love Nick's out of context. We did the chat in reverse. Am I reading in reverse? No, I think you should be on the same. Remurf is west. Murph is middle. Earth is east coast. Is middle, but Murph is here, no? The middle is here, no? I mean, for me, I this is left, this is right, this is middle. So Loveland is in the middle. And then east is east. Oh no, east is here. No, east is wait. Yeah, east is here. Wait, why the east? Murph? Oh no, it was Earth. No, sorry. Earth is here. Sorry. Earth was here. But then Murph and Murph are in the same place, right? The same place. Chicago. Oh, Chicago is here. Oh, okay. So we have Earth here, Chicago here, Loveland here. So okay, so we need one more. We need one more here. Las Vegas, San Francisco, or Seattle. We need one more on the left, which is gonna be west, riprap, the Wharf. Okay, we need one more. Because I want you to do one in Houston. Actually, if we do one in Houston, is also nice. It's not too close to the other one. If we do a Texas Rip Rap Festival, a TREF. Yeah, Texas need what? Tech Titan, I agree. Maybe we need to do one in Texas. In maybe in the Polymaker facility. I mean, we have big facilities. We can do a Earth there. I mean a turf. Vancouver. Oh yeah, it's true that we may need one in Canada as well. The 3 event. Okay, so I'm waiting for Justin. I think he's having some technical issue. Vegas is got more stuff and cheaper. Houston or Gulf South. Hey, Dusty Knuckle. Yeah, I think Dusty Knuckle is also from Texas or around that area. I think there's a lot of. I think a turf, a Texas Rip Rap Festival. I think would be pretty cool. Oh, okay. I think I have him, but I think the camera is not working yet. Oh yeah, I think it's working. Let me welcome him. Let's welcome.
Hey, Justin. I cannot hear you. Give me just a sec here. Okay. It's having some technical issues tonight. Let me hop out. Hold on. Be right back.
Turf. Yeah, turf. Lone Star Rip Rap Festival. Okay, so while waiting for Justin, maybe we can check out some of the Printbuster topics so that you can already think about the different topic. Yeah, Justin is coming. Hey, Zamboni girl, how are you? Turf is a bad word. Oh, turf is a bad word? Really? What does it mean? Turf meaning? Turf, a person whose views on gender identity I consider hostile to transgender people or who opposes social and political policies designed to be inclusive of transgender people. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we won't call it turf then. Okay. Sorry. That was not my meaning. That was not my intention. Is it a word or an acronym? Well, it's supposed to be a word. I mean, when I said it, sorry if I offend any people, but when I said it, I meant this. I meant my meaning was Texas Rip Rap Festival, like not the other one. Okay, so let's see. We're good. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yes. How about you?
Awesome. Hey, Nick. I'm Justin. We met at ERF.
We met up there.
Yes, I was the guy filming for Jim and
okay.
and Sam for the Death Racers.
Awesome. How are you?
I'm good. So right before ERF, I came up with the idea to bring something out here to Colorado because there's nothing west of Indiana besides maker fairs.
Yeah.
And so I got with a couple guys. One of them is, I can't think tonight, Mike Medhurst. He's a local maker. He's been to Murph. This will be his 5th year. And he's a firefighter and EMT. And so he's a very busy guy, but he's a great guy. And then if you've heard of the company It Works 3D, Zach, he's also one of our organizers as well.
Okay, great. So you put together a team for that.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice to have a team, not just, I would never be able to do this on my own. Never. You know, there's just so many moving parts. So, yeah, Scott was chatting with me on the back end about stuff. So it's awesome. Well, to be here and promote the event. We don't have a website yet. We are working on it. We have our website designer working on it. It doesn't have to be anything complex. Things have moved so quickly. We sent out our sponsor emails about on the 5th. And since we've secured all 5 of our platinums and technically only 26 golds, but 3 of them we're waiting because they're out of town. We have to wait for them to make their decision.
Okay.
So we have 1 gold left, which I have a feeling I know who's going to take that one. So I'll put that down. And then we'll have unlimited silvers to a point. If we have 50 silvers, we may have to change things up. But so yeah, Chewy, we do have a venue booked. There is a Facebook post and an event. Let me see if I can grab that.
And I saw that you decided to go for 3 days, right? Is that correct?
So no, this one is going to be like Murph and Earth. Friday is going to be a load in.
Okay.
And kind of a mini hangout. We can't officially have it Friday because it's a new event. We weren't sure if a 3-day event would be too much.
Okay.
I did send you a private chat with the link. Feel free to drop that in chat. That is the Facebook event. We are going to be doing an Eventbrite. It'll be free for all attendees, basically the public. It'll be free for maker exhibitors. Obviously, they'll get their table when they show up on Friday with their setup. We just would like to know how many people are coming, a ballpark, so everyone can plan a bit better. The venue is...
Sorry. Did you say it's going to be free for people to join?
Free for people to show up, yep.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Back when I went to ERF, I talked with Matt Stoltz of Prusa, and he said, you need to get permission from these few people to do it, to get their backing, which, as they're a larger name in the industry, you do the things you got to do the things properly. So we did the stuff we need to. I actually got Adrian Boyer's blessing, Mr. Rep Rap himself. So it's very nice to have his blessing, although we did not need it. It's still much appreciated, and it's, doing the right thing. Even though it's open source, still doing the right thing. So after much searching for an event, especially, you're talking 7 months before an event instead of a year like most, finding a venue was quite challenging. So we came upon. Let me share my screen here.
Yeah. You have a party at the Embassy Suite. Oh, okay. There you go.
Perfect. So we came upon the FNBO. It's a credit union bank hall at the Ranch Events Complex in Loveland.
Oh,
So let's see. Let's drop our little pin here. Wrong way. And of course, there's trees. All right. So that hall is 18,000 square feet for just this half, which is about the size of what Earth had on that first floor.
Okay.
So
it's going to be as big as Earth. No, bigger because, I mean,
it'll be about as big as Earth because from what I heard, Earth was about the same.
Okay.
Cool thing is if we go too crazy, there's always the South Hall, and that's another 18,000 square feet. So we'll see how this coming year goes. And
where are
see
the
what
mountains?
that is. Let me unshare. I'm following Joel's stream, so I'm entering giveaways while I'm sitting here.
Good. Gotta have the Christmas wreath.
Right. I want to. I'm not gonna win, but it's cool to enter and support and do everything you got to do for Joel.
Is there going to be some specific activities during
So as of right now, we are planning Death Racer events.
Okay, Death Racer.
We finally got permission to use the space from the venue, and then there's insurance requirements and all this stuff. Let me see. I'll go back to this. So there's a couple entrances. We're still working on the layout. There's an entrance. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Oh, sorry. I'm not paying attention. It's been a long day. So, so there's an entrance right here. Depending on the layout, there's two entrance options. There's an entrance here on the side and the parking lot over here.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have a 23 by 23 entrance over here. And that may allow for better laid out space. We're working on it. We'll have that settled before the end of the year. The cool thing is we have this area over here that we have for the death race. Most likely we're going to use, this, 30, 40 foot wide thing. It's a little curved, so it'll bring some cool aspects into it. We could even potentially look at, putting people in the middle and on the outside and doing some kind of race course. Not that they'll make them around, but I saw Earth, they were falling over them. Angle. It was hilarious. I loved it.
Skipper is asking, is there any way people can donate to the RMRRF event?
We do have a PayPal. Let me I'll grab that here in a sec. I don't want to share anything from that. Well, let me see. I can get a PayPal.me going. Any donations are much appreciated. Of course, PayPal takes their 3%. We'll deal with it. Not the end of the world. And go from there. Now, the fun part is, let me go to the inside of this complex. So this one, it's a virtual tour, but there are, they took pictures with a show. Come on. Sorry for the horrible loading and for anyone to get...
it does look very big, actually.
It's a very big place, so there will be no pipe and drape as of right now. The one thing at Earth that bugged me was the pipe and drape. It felt like it was not... It was more of a trade show than a hangout, and we're trying to start with the hangout and go from there. There's a load indoors. We're only going to use the one over here. There is a concession stand. It's nicely hidden behind this pipe and drape. So there will be food on site, which is great. People don't have to leave for food. It's air conditioned, heated and air conditioned, because I know in Colorado, in April, there might be an issue with snow, but because we're Colorado, snow usually gets cleared pretty quick.
Snow in April? Okay, interesting.
It's Colorado. We've seen it snow in July. But it's a huge event, modern space. Power comes down from the ceiling and gets split off. And then, of course, if we need the other hall, which we can't this year, but if we need it next year, we have that option. For those wondering where to stay, I don't know why I did this. So there's hotels everywhere. There's 15 hotels within 3 miles. The hotels to stay, obviously, the Embassy Suites is literally right across the street, within walking distance, which makes it so convenient. Not that there's problems with IRF or MRF, but the convenience is there. Then there's hotels all over here, hotels down here. It's amazing. And there's shopping, there's food. I mean, and then you have Fort Collins, Loveland, Greeley, Longmont for food, and there's some great pie. The trees are over here. Let me see if I can find them for you. Here's the trees.
How about the airport? Is that far from the airport? Or?
So it is about 55 minutes from Denver. Unfortunately, with the timing we had, it was the best choice. There was one other venue we could have done, and they wanted to have their hand in everything. And I'm like, they want to have hand in vendor sales and things like that. And that's just too much, especially for a first year event. Even 10 years down the road, I have no interest in that place. So it's going to be awesome. You know, that people can fly into Denver and take a bus to this NOCO regional airport. There's 2 bus options, and then they could either take a Lyft, take an Uber across the way. There's plenty of that around. And so they can save a bunch of money. Don't have to rent a car, can bum rides from people, because as we know, the community is pretty awesome when it comes to that. I'm sure you got a few rides when you were at IRF. Let's see, what else do we have?
Some people are seeing some differences between MRF and IRF, and where do you think
between MRF and IRF?
Yeah.
So MRF, I mean, they're completely different shows. MRF is like a hangout in the middle of nowhere. You know, it's hard because it's 2.5 hours from the closest major airport, whether it's Indianapolis, Chicago. So it's really hard because you fly in, you got to drive, this, that, and the other. People come from around, 1,000 people or so, but it's a different event. You know, it's more of just hanging out. That's what it started as when John Ollie and all them started it. That's where they started, and then they just grew it and grew it and grew it. And I've already booked my flight as soon as of course we sent out our sponsor email on the same day they announced the dates. So go into that. IRF is a trade show, in my opinion. It is a full-on trade show, especially this year because it was the first year I went. And it felt more like a trade show. You could still hang out, but it was very well organized, I'll have to say. And I'm hoping to live up to that. We've had some chats with some companies and suggestions, and we love it because that's the community's influencing the event.
So how this new festival will stand, do you think, compared to MRF and IRF? Would it be closer to the hangout time at MRF, or
I think it'll be a hybrid. It'll be because we've got the benefit of multiple large city centers, tons of schools, tons of colleges, tech companies, political stuff, all that. It's only an hour from the airport. I think we're going to get more people. We're also right off a major highway, and I'm talking one of the major north-south highways in the country for that. Give me just a second getting a message. Give me 3 seconds.
Go ahead. I wish MRF was more like IRF. It's so much closer.
Yeah. It's going to be closer. We would have gone closer
in terms of
timeline. Say again?
In terms of timeline, it looks like the 3 of them will be pretty close to each other, no?
So it was hard because we didn't want to do it in August because you're talking June, August, October. That's just almost too much for a lot of people. So we looked at April, and we're avoiding spring break and college graduations as best we can. Yeah, there'll probably be one, but it'll bring in this
And we'll
you know.
let me check when is Rapid Show? Rapid Show is also in. Oh no, it's in September 13 and 15. Okay, so 2 weeks after,
Yeah.
3 weeks after, it's gonna be Rapid Show as well, right?
Right. Yeah, and that's hard for a lot of the big names to ship and travel and bounce around and things like that. I just created our PayPal.me. I'm gonna send this to you on the private chat on StreamYard.
Great.
MRF.
Awesome. Yeah, it's nice to see that we have a new. I mean, I love the Earth. This year was my first RipRap festival, and I just loved it. So I'm very happy that it's expanding to even more areas. And because every time there is a new one, then it's it's a different vibe. They all have their particular aura and vibe. And
and they do, and it's going to be different out here, I think, from a lot of them, because it's just going to be a different show, and we're trying to keep it organized, trying to keep things properly or set up, but it's our first year, so I know we're going to miss stuff. I know stuff is going to just fall through the cracks, and I get it, but I'm also a little OCD, so it'll be great. Did you see that private chat?
Yes. I'm
So-
about to send the link. So,
So
maybe
one's the Facebook link for the event. We'll have an Eventbrite so people can get their tickets, their free tickets. And then the second one is the PayPal.me, which will get anyone who would want to donate. Much appreciated. And anything helps make the event happen and helps for next year. Because if this takes off, like I'm hoping, next year is just going to be even better. I mean, I'd love to do it closer to the airport. There is a very, very large hotel called the Gaylord that has like 1 million square feet of convention space.
Okay.
Could you imagine?
I think there's plenty of room for RMRF in the mix and bring show further west. So opens up to more people that cannot drive all the way to Murph and Earth. Yeah. I agree, Scott.
Yeah, it'll be really helpful. I mean, I haven't gotten that many California and companies, but we have some new companies coming. I should talk about those.
Oh, is that open? Can you openly talk about all the sponsors that you have so far?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. Can I step off for just about 30 seconds?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. See you very soon. And at the same time, maybe while waiting, let's welcome Zombie to the stream. It's a hangout stream now.
Woo! Nice. We love that.
Have you heard about that? I don't know if you have been following at the same time, but have you heard about Arun Muff?
Yeah. I've heard. I don't know the full details of it, but I'm excited to have more of these popping up. And this one is in a good location for a lot of people, and it's kind of like in the central area, so that should be easier for more people from the West Coast to get to. So pretty excited to have them help organize. And
is Earth, right? For you.
Which one?
For you, the easiest is Earth, the closest one?
Yes. Yeah, well, they're both probably about the same, to be honest. Because I have to fly regardless, so it doesn't really matter for me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We have cool Stranger Things decor. Is that Stranger Things decor? The background?
Well, in the show, they have the lights, and then they communicate via the lights, like they blink them. It's
yeah. I remember that.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh, that's kind of similar.
Awesome. So it was supposed to be a Printbuster stream. It will just last longer. But it's just I just discovered that today. Actually, I received a message like literally just before about the Death Wrestler event, and I was like, "What is Armuff?" Oh, I need to ask Justin how to pronounce that because I have no idea. Murph, it's fine. Armuff, or maybe it's Murph, and you just add the R, like Armuff.
Murph. That's one of the ones that's definitely better. Like spelt out than said.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I do
would
like
say
Smurf. I'm excited for Smurf.
Smurf. Southeast US. Yeah, I definitely want. I will see. I mean, from what Justin said, it's quite a challenge to organize such an event.
Oh yeah.
But I still have the idea of having it in Houston. At least we already have a facility, right? We already have a venue, but we'll see. Maybe it could be a good idea to have. So I won't pronounce it the word because apparently it's a bad word, but I will find. We can brainstorm another acronym for Texas Rip Rap Festival, like maybe a South Rip Rap Festival. Surf is a good word, right?
Surf. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna have the festival wherever the acronym makes the most sense.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Would Smurf not be the best name for an event?
It
Yeah,
is. It is. It is. So, any plans of attending Smurf?
All right, I'm back. Sorry, buddy of mine came over to pick up some printed parts. So,
Oh, awesome.
Hey, Zombie, what's up?
Hey, pretty good. How are you?
Oh, you
Morning.
know, another day, another mayhem with all the goings on, you know. So yeah, sponsors. I don't have a great way to show the list, so I'm just going to read them off. Let me grab my Eventbrite link, and that'll give me all of my sponsors as of right now.
Where is that happening, Kenneth Sang? Apparently, LDO is giving away a positron.
A
We all want-
positron.
What? Where? I don't see a link.
I don't know. Kenneth Sang,
Oh,
we
what?
need
Wait, where?
something.
Oh, in Joel's stream?
Oh,
Really?
he's dropping the link right now.
No freaking way.
I'll build a positron. I don't freaking care.
I
Oh.
am building a positron one way or another.
Yeah.
I'll build it for Nick, or I'll make sure I get one. But I am
Wait.
building a positron. That is the coolest printer 2023,
Yeah,
hands down.
I saw it, Earth. It's definitely one of those. Oh, you know, and thank God for Amazon. I ran out of ASA this morning for stuff for work, and Amazon same day delivery. So some black
Same-day
ASA.
delivery.
Awesome.
They
Wow.
delivered like 5 minutes after you started the stream. Where's this link? So sponsors. All right. So details. We're working on the Eventbrite, but it's gonna take a little bit longer to finish working. So platinum sponsors are Prusa,
Yeah.
of course, because you
Nice.
have to have Prusa.
Yeah.
Prusa. This one will surprise you. Miss Ellie, the chocolate printer, she's a platinum sponsor.
Really?
Oh,
That's awesome.
Cocoa Press is a platinum
Coco
sponsor.
Press, yeah.
So
Amazing.
there's some things, I can't say what, but things are getting very exciting for her.
Ooh, very good. to hear.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's stuff that I know of that I cannot share in lieu of, being honorable with that.
We have
Fabrico,
the festival to discover, right?
right? Fabrico is a platinum sponsor. He reached out
Hmm.
to me early and was like, "Hey, put me on the list," but I'll explain the way we did it because it was fair. So Fabrico, Hector, everyone knows Hector, great guy. Saw him at Murph and Earth. He's helped me out. This will be a fun one. Voron is a platinum sponsor. They actually have a big following here in Colorado. They're
Okay.
talking bringing 12 people to their four tables that they'll have.
Nice.
And
team.
this one kind of threw me off. There's a company called V1 Engineering that does a lot of the MP CNCs, and he's a platinum. Before I go to golds,
P1 Engineering? I didn't
yep,
know that.
V1 Engineering.
Ah.
So yeah, some people don't know all these companies. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
Free Heathen electronic sponsors like Big Tree Tech. I don't think so.
That's cool.
Not direct. Well, okay. DFH.fm's like deep fried heroin, hero.in is on it. But so the way I did, well, not I, that we did our thing. So I know from what I've learned that Murph, you pay for your table. That's it. Simple,
Mhm.
done. And you pick your table when you show up. That won't be happening here. Earth was, I think what they did is they reached out to the biggest names first and offered them the platinums and then moved down. Because it's our first event, we didn't know who was going to come. So we sent out an email blast on the 5th at the exact same time as our tweets and our Facebooks saying, here's our sponsorship options. We sold out our platinums in 48 hours.
Where was that email? I'm not part of that email,
So,
I guess.
I emailed you. So I actually messaged you on somewhere. No, I messaged you on 2 days ago and shot you an email of it. So it might be in your spam. We've heard that for some reason, because we're new, it went to spam. So we allowed for 5 platinums, and that's it.
I missed it.
Yeah, you did. And the problem with the first year, it's so hard because there's so many companies to hit everyone at the same time. To be honest, I could have probably secured another 10 platinums. But then what's the point of being a platinum?
Yep.
True.
So we've had some companies beg us for platinums, offer us twice the money, or that's not the point. The intention was to allow, as best we could, fairness to the entire group that we had. Because I went to Earth and I talked to everyone. That's how I got most of the emails. And so we allowed as best fairness as we could. So if we open one, if I say, Nick wants a platinum, then I've got to open 9 more. And there it goes. There's the problem. I would love to, because I've got Printed Solid wanted a platinum. He's a gold. He's perfectly fine with being a gold. This one will be interesting. So you mentioned earlier a company that used to be here in Loveland.
Yeah.
They're a gold.
Nice. Glad they were here as well.
Right.
Back to the roots.
Right. Of course, Zach with It Works 3D. He's a sponsor. He's our organizer, and he's also going to be a gold because he's got a company that is local. Well, 2.5 hours east, but Green Gate 3D, Mr. Rich and Miss Barbara, very awesome people. I think you met them at Earth. Really awesome guys. I get along great with them. TH3D Studio, Tim and Krista, they will be there. I'm very excited for that because Tim is a very good friend, very supportive. LDO, Jason, he'll be there. So I'm assuming there'll be some giveaways, like always.
Oh, yes, probably.
Chris Riley, Chris's Basement, he's a gold. Protopasta will be there, which I luckily...
With their awesome colors?
Awesome colors. I guess a few years ago, they had a portable filament line at one of the shows.
Oh, really?
I guess. Do
you think they will bring it to Armor?
I mean, they're out of California, so maybe.
Okay.
That'd be insane.
That would be cool.
We've got Slice Engineering, Dan and the team, gold. I somehow put Lowell's butt twice. Wow. Well, I'm editing. Deep Fried Hero.fm. So, he does the Micron kits and the, all those, really nice upgrades for Vorons. West 3D, he's another Voron guy, which I don't think he's been anything. Additiva 3D, i.e. the Belt 3D printer kit, Andres. So that's this printer that I actually have, as well as Scott. He's part of that team as well.
Yes.
Filamentum is not secured, but they want it. I'm giving them a day or so to secure it. Cookie CAD, they do that, really cool filament. I've got a couple rolls back here somewhere.
They have the CAD as well to make the
really cool CAD program that you just draw on it Now here's 2 companies that you guys may not have heard of. And I'm very excited for these because after speaking with them, both of them have not, from what I've heard, been to a Rep Festival. One of them used to go to the bigger events, and the other is a film manufacturer. First one is called 3DQ.
Oh, of course I heard about it.
Okay. I didn't hear about them until I got an email from them.
Nice.
So they've got some really cool stuff. They've got some, spaghetti detection that I've seen. We spent some time on a video chat, and I'm really excited for them to show that off. They're talking about bringing a printer farm, like 9 printers out to the event.
they were in the chat at the beginning, but they
They-
came for Printbusters, so I don't know if they're still in the chat, but
right.
yeah, very good part.
3D Print Life as well. They're the sustainable filament manufacturer.
Yeah.
So that's all we have right now for golds. I'm assuming the guy right here will be a gold.
Gold.
So
Maybe
I'm
the
assuming,
new,
'cause-
ABS gold.
right? ABS gold. Hey, that'll
How
work.
do you do- how-
Um,
I guess I will find that email and
yeah,
answer.
and if you don't have it, I can always send it to you on Discord, and we can just work it out there.
Oh,
Um,
PQ is here. I told you. We all
hey,
heard. all know
Steph.
PQ.
Oh,
Hey,
God,
Steph.
I
I'm glad you're here. She's really awesome. She's so exciting. Luke's Lab. So silver sponsors as of right now, which I know we're going to get more, is Luke's Laboratory or Laboratory, however you want to say it. Company called Tensor 3D. I think they do Voron parts here in Colorado.
Okay.
Filament Colors.xyz, i.e. Filament Librarian. Unfortunately, he will not be able to come to the event, but he is supporting the event, which
cool.
I'm perfectly fine with. Oh, another thing from Joel. Sorry, I'm entering on my phone and my wife's phone because 2 for 1. And then bronze sponsor Bill with 3D Chameleon. So we'll get more. It's going to take some time, but the fact that we've basically sold out all of our golds. Oh, hey, Steven. And basically all of our golds and all of our platinums in less than 2 weeks. Just, I can't believe it. Honestly, I still am mind boggled every day that we have, brought so many companies to Colorado with a new event that we don't know if we can get 1,000 people or 10,000 people.
I'm gonna say that's very impressive. I heard of your, what you're trying to do. I was like half thinking like, oh man, are people gonna go for this? But everyone just like went on board. Now, do you think it's because you picked up a couple of maybe like, for example, Prusha's going, oh well, I have to go. You have to go. Do you think that's?
Yes. I will say yes. I mean, I was talking with Matt, and having Prusha as a platinum is like having the president show up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Come on. And of course, Printed Solid as well because they're Prusa. I was hoping we could finagle a platinum for them because they're part of Prusa, but I'm not going to play that game, unfortunately. But it's cool because Dave this year did not show up to Murph. He was supposed to, but things didn't work out. So for him to come all the way from Delaware out here is just awesome. I mean, it's going to be insane. I'm a little worried about how insane it's going to be.
Yeah. Do we have dates yet? I wasn't.
Yes.
There for that.
Yep. So dates are officially the event's going to be April 22nd and April 23rd. Load in on the 21st we'll have 8 hours of load in. For exhibitors, we're looking at an after party, but there's things that we need to work out with more like how many people we're going to have. So that's to be tabled for a future.
Maybe we can all meet on a deck somewhere.
Yeah. Well, the good thing
make a deck
have
over there.
that embassy suites right across the street. So if something happens and we don't want to do it at the event, then we can always go over. Scott, if Mitch comes to the event, yes. The problem is I'm going to be running around with my head cut off. I would absolutely love to bring my printers. Where would I put them? One, I could give myself a platinum table. Hey, no, there might be an inkling of putting them like on an entry table or something, but I might bring a couple. I don't.
What are the positrons probably gonna be out by then?
Right. Well, we'll see. I don't even have time to fix my Voron right now. But I'm just so busy with some family stuff as well. So
yeah,
it's just it'll calm down after the holidays, but it's been pure mayhem. We will have Death Racers. We're hoping for sponsors for that kind of stuff too, because I know Nick was very generous at IRF, and you don't have to do it for us, but I'll leave that up to you on your own, whatever.
Oh, we will. Of course, we will. Death Racer is our turf. Oh, sorry.
Right. Somewhat disappointing news. Unfortunately, Sam Prentice, the man, the legend, the myth, cannot make it.
Oh,
He has plans. So I'm working with Jim, Edge of Tech, to get him out here. He's not sure he can. I would absolutely love to have him because he's the next guy on the totem pole for that. He's got the energy for it, he's just got the excitement, and plus he's won a few. So, nice. 3D dimensional print. Nice. I like it. More prizes. Sorry.
LTT.
Yep.
LTTstore.com.
I assume it's a overpriced screwdriver.
Hey now. It's a moderately to severely overpriced screwdriver.
Yeah.
But it's good.
no, that's great.
Since
I didn't have a super good experience of going to my US trip, and I was thinking I will not go back to the US before I move. But now that there is this event, then I don't know.
And where do you live? France?
I'm in China.
Oh, dang. Well, the good thing is, I think there's actually a direct flight to Denver.
You're going to say,
hold on.
actually, I'm organizing an Earth in Shanghai.
Okay, there is. So you'd be flying out of Shanghai, right?
Yes, I will.
I'm just seeing if there's a direct flight. No. Now, if you hopped over to Tokyo, you could. There's a direct flight from Tokyo to Denver.
Yeah. I mean, going there, it's not a problem.
It's the getting back.
It's going back.
I think he has a little bit of PTSD from the last adventure. Like, you literally just got home. How many days ago?
Yeah, 5 days ago.
Yeah.
And it was like 2 months ago.
Right. The good thing with Denver is, companies like E3D, Prusa can fly to London and fly straight into Denver. You don't have to go through New York or SFO or this, that,
Denver
or the
International.
other. Yeah, Denver International is going to be the airport. For those that want to travel here, again, if you want to save money, take the bus up to the Northern Colorado airport. It's relatively inexpensive from what I've heard. I've never taken it because I'd rather drive. But, it's the only thing I can tell people, you will get drunk faster. Because the altitude, we're a mile higher than everywhere else. So
Or Rocky Mountains, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Is that going to be I remember at Earth there were a stage where people were presenting their projects and stuff.
Right. As of this moment, no, we don't have the space for that because we lose exhibitor tables and sponsor tables. And I think if things go the way we expect, we're going to need the space. Now, next year, we could always look at doing the other 18,000 square feet and potentially doing Death Racers inside there. And a stage and all this stuff, but we want to see how this first one goes. If this one goes off the chain, great. We'll grow it for next year, but we don't know, and that's the thing. But
at least you have space to grow. That's the good thing.
Yeah,
you can evolve. I mean, that's the first one, right?
Right. Yeah, it's the first one. So we're kind of asking community for suggestions and help and things like that. Like a certain call that happens on Friday Zombie. We talk about it there. Stuff like that. It's being able to ask for help that makes this possible. Not being like we're on our own.
Whole 3D printing community is very, very intertwined. Like everyone, it's the most friendly competition that I've seen out of anything. It's It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, there are bad apples and this, that, and the other, but that's
everything. But in general, I've had a very good experience in the whole space.
Right.
And I was looking at prices; they're very reasonable. It's only $260 round trip. Yeah.
For those that want to book your hotel now. We are hearing rumors of prices going up because those hotels use an algorithm, and as the more people book, so I would recommend booking. A lot of the sponsors have booked at all the hotels around. I don't know where specifically. No one will tell me. I'm just telling them, book your hotel.
What's the area?
Huh?
What's the area?
Just zip code 80538.
Where I saw a Discord that was shared by Scott. Is that?
Yep, I got it. I'll drop the link to you as well. Give me a second. Invite. I'm gonna do this as a open invite. Copy. I'm dropping in private chat for you. For those interested, we have a Discord. It is the Colorado Makers Discord. We used it more for a different purpose before this. We do have the Rocky Mountain Rep Fest channels, things like that. If we know who you are, you might get a role. We organize a role so we can keep chats separate, things like that. There'll be a video chat. There's standard text channels like every server has for random chats and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting. I don't think we'll get everyone on there, but who we do get, great. It'll be nice to have some of the community out there. I know it. I've got 40 Discords. It's ridiculous. I'm in every 40. Discord. Only 40. Okay, now I don't feel so bad.
No, it's to be fair, I don't actually read like most of them, but yeah, it's intense.
Right. Let's see.
What was it? Zip code again? One more time.
80538. I feel like the community that's watching wants a giveaway.
Giveaway.
Yeah, did you already do the giveaway, or did I interrupt that?
Oh, it's going on. Do you want to do a drawing before leaving? Do you want to do a drawing live?
I'm not leaving, but go ahead and do the drawing.
Okay.
Is it now the thing I wasn't sure about? Is it 1 kilogram or is it 10 kilograms?
1,000 grams.
Oh, okay. And you typed the zip code wrong, 80538. So you have the 8 and the 0 backwards.
80538.
Yep. Gonna enter. Perfect. I am awesome.
Right. And how? Maybe my last question regarding this show. How do you pronounce it?
We don't know. Because the problem was we didn't want to name it Colorado Rep Fest. That just felt almost exclusive. And then you have Midwest and East Coast. You can't use a state for that, in my opinion. I would have loved to call it Surf. That would have been freaking cool.
We're talk about that, yeah.
Surf is taken for the one we are going to open in Houston.
So right now it's Remurf. I don't know. Only thing other could be Rocky Murph. I don't know.
Oh, Rocky Murph.
I like Rocky Mountain. I like saying up the whole thing. It just sounds
more
natural.
It does, but it's also a hell of a mouthful of of words.
RMRRF.
Yeah, I mean when Joel does his videos, he's at Earth, he's at Murph. So I don't know.
Rocky Murph. I think Rocky Murph was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, anyone call it whatever they want, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an open, interpretation. Do what you will. It's one of those things. Yeah, we're excited. We're getting closer. We'll have our website. We'll have our logo soon. I'm really excited for our logo. It's being done by the same guy that did Tripod and Sam Prentice's logo.
Awesome.
Nice.
So I want to give a hint on it, and I'm thinking I will. So let me
sneak peek.
I'm gonna do a quick preview of
the Rocky Murph logo.
Of the Rocky. This is not our final one. This is the first draft.
Okay.
Ready, everyone? So this is not the final logo. Go ahead and share me.
Rocky Mountain Rip
Ooh.
Rap Festival 2023.
Oh,
It's
I
not
like
done.
that.
We've got a few modifications, but that's
that
Wh-
is
I'm
That's
excited because it's only going to be 4 colors, so anyone with an AMS can print it or a palette or whatever. So it's going to be really exciting for that. We're changing a few colors, and a few little things. It'll be printable. It'll be great for stickers. We'll have die cut stickers beyond belief. Shirts. We're working on shirts. Polymaker logo on a spool. Oh, unfortunately, Prusa. Nothing against Polymaker, but because Prusa's platinum, they probably end up on it. I'm not putting a company name on there. Black white version. I mean, we could. I could always ask for it.
that's a good idea.
You'll
You'll get to have like a you get the light burn file for it.
right. It'd be interesting. Lightburn may be there, but not as a sponsor.
It's great you have the date on the logo. Then you can collect the stickers. I see the other.
Yeah, and all you have to do is change the logo, and you're done. Change one number. It'll be great, But we'll see. We'll have our logo released hopefully soon. We'll have our Eventbrite released hopefully soon.
Well, thank you so much.
It's going to be awesome.
Justin, for presenting this new event. Glad that I discovered that just before the stream, so that
right.
talk about it, and then you could join and present to everyone. I'm pretty sure there's at least half of the people that have not heard about it, so it's very very nice that everyone. And then so you said Discord. This is where we can get more information. Is there any other places? There is a website coming.
There's a Facebook right now.
There's a Facebook
Twitter.
right now.
So Facebook, I dropped the link in private chat. Twitter is at RMRRF. For now, once we're working on the website as quick as we can, but it's not happening as quick as we'd like. For obvious reasons.
Death Racer event coming. A lot of awesome companies.
Yep.
And
more.
And more coming.
And more. I mean, I'm confident we could have filled both halls at this point. But for a first event, there's no way. And it's too late now because they've already booked the other hall.
Honestly, keep it small for the first one, so it's a little more manageable.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about doing both halls, and we're like, well, what if we fail and can't fill both halls?
Think of the Fire Fest, like you don't want to go too big.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah. We'll see. It's gonna be pretty epic. I think. I'm excited. I'm nervous, and yeah.
I think it will be exciting, and let me try to negotiate with my wife, and I may also be here.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Check your email. I'll send another copy of that blast out to you right now.
Awesome.
In case it didn't make it to you.
It may have.
It tends to go to spam is where it unfortunately has ended up. I don't know what is going on with it, but it's doing it.
Great. So how about we finish with a giveaway for our 1,000 gram spool. Very new spool.
I love it. And then everyone go to Joel's stream to win nothing. I mean something.
Okay, so don't forget to be awesome in chat. We have 53 viewers, 46 entries.
More entries.
We're short of 7 people that are watching Joel's stream to make sure they have win. Just come back
They
here.
are giving away like a $14,000 printer, so I don't blame them.
Was that his big giveaway for the thing?
Pantheon.
What's the last one?
Yeah.
The last one, I guess, is the biggest, right?
Right? I think so. I have no idea. There's so much going on with that.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
Oh, one more.
One more. Let's go to 50.
Come on, enter. Come on.
Bring your friends over.
Now everyone appears.
Did Nightbot enter? How do we enter? got already? Bang awesome.
All right.
Or how do we enter him?
I think that got removed. Oh, there we go.
Alright.
51.
51. Yeah, okay, there you go. Nightbot.
Nick, I just resent that email to you.
Okay,
So
let me
hopefully you'll get it. So I would say if you're gonna come, make your decision sooner than later, because I could potentially fill that other gold tomorrow.
let me check that now.
Yeah.
By email? I still haven't
Yeah.
received.
What?
Just put it. Oh, okay. I got it. Okay, yes,
Okay.
in the spam.
Yeah, of course. Everyone got it in like half of everyone got it in spam. It's so annoying.
Okay. I will answer that right
Yeah.
after.
Sounds
I mean,
good.
the answer is clear. I just need to put that written down and send it back to you.
Right.
Awesome.
Yep. And I'll work out all the details with you offline. So
Amazing.
what are we at? 54?
54.
Nice.
So let's go in 5, 3, 4, 2. See, Travis, wait.
17.
1. Go. See, Travis, don't go to bed right now. Wait 5 seconds because I feel like you may have won. Let's check.
Oh,
Travis.
Pure ISO. We got to see him chat. Is he in chat?
Let's see. Nightbot is going
Is he
to
there?
Nightbot already won so many times.
I know.
Right? Yeah, Nightbot. There's Pure ISO. They commented.
Yeah, congratulations, Iso.
Nick
1,000
message you.
grams of filament. 1,
Now, here's the thing. If he pulls off the filament off the spool and there's 999 grams, what does he do?
Oh, good one.
So congratulations,
wait, hold.
1,000 grams of polymer filament. Bank contact in the chat I just did to reach out to me, and you will receive a link to order your 1 million milligram.
I love it.
I can see that as an Amazon review. My 1 kg spool had 999 grams. I want a refund.
I wouldn't be surprised if that starts happening in the near future. I work in automotive retail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, well, I'll leave it with that. I bet Zombie understands what that.
I worked at Staples.
Okay, so anything retail.
Yeah, I worked in retail.
Right.
I will not work in retail.
Right.
For a while.
Let's see. I have a batch number.
Justin, what do you want to do? We are going to switch to some Printbuster topic. Would you like to stay with us?
As long as you're okay with me eating on stream, because I have not had dinner yet, then that's okay.
No
You can eat on stream.
All right, I'm gonna go heat up my food that's been sitting right here since I hopped on.
Okay, go ahead. So let's go and check our new Printbuster forum. Zombie, do you know what? I think I really like the new way of doing Printbuster.
It turns out that's a good way of organizing it, huh?
Yeah.
I told you.
And let me try to scroll back because I saw a question from Matt. They were saying, Printbuster question, why is interlayer adhesion in XY better than Z axis? Or is not better? So adhesion of 2 layers next to each other compared to on top of each other. Oh, okay. So shell to shell compared to layer, right? In theory, the perimeter layers are still printed by time. The layer next is cool down. Okay. So let me record that question. And so basically the question is why, or I guess, is the interlayer adhesion, so is the adhesion between one shell to another shell is better than one layer to the other layer? So yeah, what would be your first answer to that question?
Me?
Like
heat, definitely.
I mean, do you think XY is better than Z or Z is better than XY? So the shell to shell, when you print 2 shells together, are they more stick to each other than layer to layer, or what's your guess?
Definitely shell to shell because of the temperatures. I'm assuming that it depends on the model, but since the temperatures are hot, it bonds. We know that hotter filament bonding, or as it cools down, it forms stronger bonds. So layer by layer, it's slightly cooler. That's my guess.
So you would say, sorry, can you repeat? So XY is better? Shell to shell is better?
Yes, yeah, because it goes one after the other right in succession. Versus the Z, where it does one after another, it has to go around and do all the infill stuff and then come back to it. It's just a cooler. You're trying to form to a cooler.
Okay. Well, if
That-
if you're printing with PLA, like we saw last time, it basically cools down to room temperature after a few
Yeah.
seconds, like maybe 1 or 2 seconds. So
Well,
whether it's
okay. Then it's probably because if you have a model like, let's say this Swatch truck ornament, right? If you have this and you cut across here, it's only bonded in like, you can cut it in half. It's 2 sections.
Is that a 3D Swatch truck?
Yeah, it's a Swatch truck ornament by Pezlis. The K2 clip is the hook.
Yeah, I need to print a bunch of those. Is that one? What the heck is that? Is that for next year's IC3D?
Is the Swatch
Have
truck
you guys not seen this?
No.
Have you guys not seen it?
transform into a toy, an actual model?
What the heck?
Hold on.
That would be cool if it's printable for next year's Toys for Tots. I did.
Oh no, this is
No.
it's more of a not a joke, but
Good night, Skipper.
See you, Skipper.
yeah, it came out pretty good. This is all the Playmaker Christmas colors too.
Nice.
So they
I
took
meant to get on that bandwagon, but I didn't.
This is the first collaboration between 3 different makers. It has the Pezlis star. Liz helped make the model. The Swatch truck by me, and then the K2 clip as a functional holder. So
nice.
yeah, there you go. See, look.
So I've got to be careful about how much filament I order. Right now, I have somewhere in the realm of 300 rolls, and I don't have a use for 300 rolls. I just want all the colors.
Yeah, this is 3D Printy's 3D Printy's twist lock box that I print off in the gold. Obviously missing a few pieces, but testing the limits of the rope.
Your Christmas bundle. I just shared the link.
Nice.
You all need your Christmas bundle. Beautiful colors, beautiful gingerbread. We have to rename that color.
Gingerbread, yeah. Look at this gingerbread benchy. Gingerbread benchy.
That's a food safe, eatable benchy.
Right.
I did one of your favorite Galaxy Dark Blue. Ash that printed it, Galaxy Dark Blue.
Nice.
Okay, so let's discuss a little bit that matte topic. Then I will put it, if we feel that it's an interesting topic, we'll put it as a Printbuster topic. So we were talking about whether XY. So what does affect the adhesion between 2 different shells, and what does affect the adhesion between 2 different layers, right? So we talked about it last time. Adhesion is about entanglement between polymers, right? So that's all what it is. The more entanglement you have, and the more it sticks together, and so that's the basic. So how do we create more entanglement? Well, we need the materials, we need the polymers to being able to move, and then when they move, then they can entangle with each other. It's like your spaghetti. If you have I have a good thing. If you have, do you guys in the US have the Chinese noodle, like the square one that you put in hot water? Like the it's like
you're thinking like
ramen noodles.
Ravioli?
No, I think ramen noodles.
Noodle that are it's a lot of noodle, and they are packing square. No,
ramen.
Not that ramen. Ramen noodles.
They come in the cups too.
Like 70 cents a pack, and you buy 100 of them and live off them forever.
Essentially,
Lots of college kids will. Yeah. Lots of college kids. Yep. And so we call them ramen noodles, and it says right.
Oh, ramen noodles. Okay, good too.
And people do really cool things with ramen.
Yeah, you can pair sinks with them.
Ramen noodle is basically your polymer below TG. Okay, so you take 2 ramen noodle, and then you put them together, and then you rub them a little bit to each other. Okay, nothing's gonna happen, right? They won't be able to move enough to entangle with each other so that they are going to stick. But now, if you take this same instant noodle, okay, you put it on your plate, and then you heat it up above TG, okay, with hot water, and then you push them together, and then you rub them with each other. Then they will start to create some entanglement, and then they will start to bond to each other. Okay, so that's exactly the same with don't print instant noodle, right? But it's exactly the same with polymers. Polymers are ramen noodles.
Well, we do print instant noodles anytime we get spaghetti.
yeah, that's true. Live 4 years in college and ramen noodles and instant stuffing.
See, essentially the same thing, right?
Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Purple instant noodle, purple ramen.
Purple.
I lived
Yeah.
on rice in college. That was my instant rice. Right in the microwave, be done.
So now the question is, so you have temperature, of course. The more energy you put to the polymer, the faster they can move until a certain point. So you have temperature that needs to be taken into consideration, and then you have pressure and surface contact. So I
Right.
believe. Okay, let me PPT time.
I think the giveaway is over on Joel's side.
Oh no more. What was the last one? I was interested in the last one because I believe the last one. I don't know how big he went. Like, did he give away a strategy printer? Or
I don't think so.
I think it was a Pantheon.
Mhm.
So like a $14,000 printer.
No,
And then
there's a good.
Jason just gave away
positron.
I think probably the first positron giveaway.
Oh yeah.
So that's
do you
cool.
think they're going to receive it soon, or he gave it away and he will just ship it when it's available?
I mean, they have the positron's done. I think they're just trying
Yeah.
to work on sourcing kits.
supply
Like
chain
they could
and all that,
they could
yeah.
give out a kit or like a printer if they wanted to.
Okay. Hey, Auditor 3D, thank you for being awesome. So we have we talked about
So Gianna Situ asked, "Is polymaker filament edible?" That would be a cool idea. Edible polymaker filament. That'd be a hell of a
like
challenge.
chocolate.
We have chocolate. The cocoa press is edible filament, even though it's cartridge. But
I do want one of those just for the fun of it. Like that could actually make good gifts. Like imagine that custom chocolate.
Oh my god! Yeah.
So many cool
Problem
things
is,
to do.
you print it, you eat it. I've got some really good chocolate out of a place out of Cleveland that I have shipped in, and it's the place has been around for like 80 years. So
okay, so I would say I think I would draw that equation. I think for adhesion. So adhesion between two parts, like whether it's shell to shell or whether it's layer to layer, would be temperature times pressure times surface contact, which means if the temperature increase, the adhesion increases, pressure increase, the adhesion increase, and if surface contact increase, the adhesion increase. So I think I would make it this way. So now Ellie already does edible filament. Yeah, exactly. Is it cacao press or cocoa press?
it's cocoa press.
Oh, it's cocoa press. Okay.
Yeah, because in the U.S. we don't call it cacao, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Because we're weird.
How?
I don't.
Cocoa press.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I actually meet Ellie at Earth as well. And I tasted the first chocolate benchy. I tasted what a benchy tastes like. I had a benchy in my mouth.
It was cool. She did the
like
E3D buggy too, and it looked with her new extruder. It looked so cool.
And the funny thing is, she also had a different chocolate infill. And
I love that texture of like gyroid. That's my favorite.
Yeah. And I can guarantee you, the taste felt different depending on the infill. That was really crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, she could have 100 printers and just be making chocolate.
So now the idea is shell to shell. Is it better than layer to layer? So Zombie, what was your answer again?
I was initially saying if it's so I have to assume that we have two scenarios. One where it's two walls that are just vertical. Versus two layers that are completely flat, because I think that's a big difference because a lot of models are strong because they're shaped, right? Because of the shape of it. So I think the shape matters a lot.
Yes.
But on the z-axis, it's always one after another, so you can always split it in two, but you can't like split it in other directions on the other axes.
So
what if it's maybe like a box?
Like two walls, just like a cylinder with two walls.
Sure. You'd have to have a cube with like solid infill, and then using like lines going across the whole thing in one direction, like those two things, so you can physically cut it in half and see all the layers. In that situation, I think it would be pretty similar. That's my guess.
Right.
Well, it highly depends on. We go back to the how do you call that, the model. the model difference between Cura and Slicer. You remember the model difference where Cura is considering two rectangle as the extrusion width for the printer, and then Slicer is considering that's a strange shape, with the two round, and then they make some calculations so that they overlap, blah blah blah. So I guess that the radio and YouTube event Seattle Kids Hospital raised over almost $500,000.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, almost $500,000, which is just that's someone threw some money. Holy crap!
Yeah, 43K just from Joel's stream.
Oh, okay. That's
Amazing.
insane.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say, shell to shell. That's a good question. I've never really thought about it. Well, there is a big. If we go back to the equation, temperature is the same, right?
Yes.
Whether you print shell to shell or layer to layer, temperature is the same. Pressure, okay, that's where there is a big difference. I think the pressure is higher layer to layer than shell to shell.
I would agree. Yeah.
Because I think, and then surface contact, I would also say it should be similar. If it's not similar, I would say layer to layer has a higher surface contact than shell to shell. So at the end, I would say for a default profile, I would say layer to layer should actually have a higher adhesion. Obviously, it depends on all your setting. You could purposely make shell to shell higher than layer to layer, or layer to layer higher to shell to shell. But I would say, in general, with a default profile, I would say layer to layer is has a higher adhesion. And what was Matt saying? Matt's hypothesis was.
Dave Randolph's up on the stream now.
Hey, Dave. Printbuster question: why is interadhesion between X and Y better than the axis? Okay, so his hypothesis is what X and Y adhesion between two layers next to each other was more than on top of each other. I would say the opposite. Take the geometry of the model into consideration. We don't care about the geometry of the model, right? It doesn't matter anyway, because you have either shell to shell, either layer to layer, wherever it is on the model. We don't really, I don't think we need to take this in consideration. Okay, so that would be my how do you say that in English? My 2 cents on that topic. Is that the expression? I'm trying to get more American. This is my 2 cents.
I think shell to shell is less than layer to layer.
Well, only by that would be my scientific explanation. Quote to open quote end quote scientific explanation. If adhesion is dependent on temperature, pressure, and surface contact, then we know that layer to layer or shell to shell is the same temperature. The pressure, I assume, is more layer to layer. Thank you, Matt. Have a good night. And I assume, layer. Yeah, like when you are on top of it, then you're really pressing all that material onto the below.
But you have to think of it like a fluid, right? It's pressing down and out, so it wants to kind of escape. So it's not actually pressing into the material at the bottom. It's pressing more towards the side, or wants to escape to the side.
Yeah,
because you're not extruding within two constrained walls. You have that, you can go out. So that's why I think that first layer adhesion is usually pretty poor, because you're not pressing into the build plate. You're kind of like flowing on top of it. Yeah,
I understand, but like you're first pressing your pressure on the layer below, and then once it exceeds a certain thing, then it will just go on the side, because it cannot penetrate the material below. It will start to entangle, but at some point it will reach a point where it will overflow on the side, and that overflow is the pressure that will go on the shell next to it, right? So we could say the pressure is the same, because scientifically, if you push something, whatever it touch, it should be exactly the same, right? So, okay, so we could say pressure is the same, but then surface contact is definitely higher, right?
You have more pressure from extruder than you do from the sides because there's no pressure unless you're pushing in. Yeah,
Well,
That's what I'm saying. There's no pressure. There's velocity. You have the velocity of the filament that's hitting it, but there's no actual pressure. In fact,
Right.
there's very, very little. Assumption, very little pressure forced
Right.
onto the bottom layer because it's not constrained. It's a lot easier for the filament to flow outward than it is to flow down. So you might get a little bit of entanglement, right? A little bit of contact between the layers.
But do we agree that let's say this is the extruder on top, and then I extrude, and then I squish on a layer that is below, then my pressure, which is my beautiful arrows, would be the same all around, right?
No,
Printed solid giveaway.
it's solid.
I think Dave's giving some stuff away.
I need some more.
18 people I assume he's giving away filament, but 18 people are going to win.
Nice.
I don't even know if I've won anything, to be honest.
I know.
no idea.
I've been like towards the end.
I just
I've been
click.
entering.
They're going to message us next week. I'm like, oh, sweet, get an email.
Yeah.
December is giveaway time. Is gift time.
Yeah, we're still going, Lightspeed.
Still going.
Okay, there you go.
We just started.
This is true. We've only been doing this for an hour and a half. What the heck?
That's nothing.
This is not a loyal Moses stream.
No.
So you can see here when you extrude from let me put a beautiful nozzle on top as well so that we can understand my. Okay, here's my beautiful nozzle. So if you extrude all of that, then wherever it's going, the pressure would be the same. So maybe you're right, Zombie. There's no more pressure to the layer below. It should be the same. It should be the same.
Isn't weight pressure?
Well,
sorry.
Isn't weight pressure? Because when I printed really tall things, the bottom of it tends to bow. Pressure.
No, I would say here is pressure. I don't think gravity. I think is negligible. I think it's pressure from the material pushing from the extruder. It's pressure from the extruder.
The pressure created by the velocity of the filament, not the actual.
So
you're not forcing it. You're kind of just. You're kind of like water, right? There's a lot of pressure behind water, but water doesn't actually do much at an object. It'll just want to kind of squirt everywhere.
So I would say temperature is the same, pressure is the same. So I guess it all depends on surface contact.
So you think temperature is the same?
He's giving away a ton of filament. I don't know.
I think I think the temperature is the same because you're. I mean, definitely, yeah.
The temperature of the temperature of the layer below it is definitely going to be less than the temperature of a line very recently extruded, even though you're cooling it. You're not cooling it to the same extent that the bottom layer is going to be. So I think that an inside layer is going to be warmer. And you see that with the heat gun, right? You can visually see that. It kind of like, it's hot and then it kind of slowly cools down. So it very much depends on the size of the model. So like what I'm doing right now, it's going around and then about 5 seconds later, it's doing its second layer. But then by the time it gets to the layer on top of it, it's going to be like, 30 seconds to a minute. So there's a lot more time to cool down on that layer.
Okay, so what you're saying is this block, let's say.
I see. Dave Randolph's giving away 50 spools.
50?
Well, 49.
49.
You still beat him, Nick. You guys still beat him with one. You guys gave away 50, so there you go.
So this Zombie, what you're saying is this layer below will be cooler than this
just
one.
slightly cooler. So temperature is definitely a factor.
Okay.
Or no, one person gets 49. What?
What?
Yeah, no, one person's getting a Prusa and 49 spools, I think.
Oh, he did say there was going to be something crazy.
That's
that's the crazy thing, wasn't it? He said, yeah, he did say he'll try to top everyone.
I don't have space for that.
Yeah, we're going to put... Jeez, I'm going to have to build some more rep racks. Sorry, Nick. All the pie makers just going away. We'll all replaced with Jesse.
I've got 8 totes of filament. I've got tons of filament back here. I don't even know what to do. Whose stream is this? I don't know. Oh, 49 spools to 3 people. Holy crap.
3 people. Okay.
That's insane. That's like
Yeah, we are.
sorry, I'm a little overwhelmed. 20 times
when
$3,000. Jesus.
when David reached out, then they wanted to do that as well, but I don't specifically like it in a way that first
Yeah.
I don't think people. I mean, what do you want to do with 50 spools? To be honest,
Yeah, that's
10
like
spools. Most of the people-
I would struggle to print all of this. If I said, okay, if your light depends on it, I'd be like, what do I
Yeah.
print? It's more
Yeah.
for the availability of colors, honestly.
Yeah. Every that's all I want is every possible color.
Okay,
Sorry,
so coming back to
Sorry,
There's a-
distraction by insanity.
there's a lot of giveaway, but let's talk science a little bit. You guys know where to get the giveaways. You can connect to all of these giveaways and enter, and we'll go back to science a little bit here.
Yeah.
It's less fun, but for me,
No,
I
it's
think
all good. We're just excited. Sorry.
It's different fun.
We don't mean to rain on your stream by any means.
so. Okay, but I guess it all depends on surface contact, and that's usually the case. Like if you watch My Tech Fun videos, you're going to notice that when he does his tensile strands, you will sometimes have the shell that will break before the layer. So I guess it highly depends on the last one. So I would say.
Yeah.
I would say if you're depending, and that's why I prefer Cura compared to Slicer, but because I think their calculation is better than what Slicer is doing. The model, if you remember well, Cura model consider 2 layer as like this, okay, and the layer width is 0.4 is from here to here, rather than Slicer is considering a layer like this, right? Like this, and then the other layer next to it, something like this. Which I don't like it, because then they make some kind of calculation to try to complete these, blah blah blah, and then finally, in some of the newer version, they are trying to overlap them, and they need to calculate this. For me, it doesn't make sense. We already had that debate before, but that's
I just found out that I guess in Super Slicer, you can now do the distance between the layers. So once you get your flow calibrated, you're just setting the distance between the layers. So hypothetically, if your flow is at a proper extrusion multiplier, then if the model is correct, then it should be fine.
Printbusters question: is the 0.6 nozzle and 0.3 layer height really superior to 0.402? Depends on what you're doing, because detail wise, no, but strength, you want thicker layers because you'll have more surface area.
Surface contact, right?
Exactly.
So in terms of this,
what does superior mean? Do you mean superior by the layer adhesion is more, or what do you mean by superior?
I think in general.
Or
you have layer to layer, you have more surface contact on the opposing wall. So that figure you just had.
Because superior could also mean like you print faster. Because 0.6, 0.3 layer height, you will print.
Yeah, it depends what you need. Depends what you need.
If you need
quality,
thick layers,
strength,
yes. But if you need detail, no.
And fun fact,
depends.
You can print 0.6 layers on a 0.4 nozzle, or width. You can print 0.8. You can print 0.1, 1.1 millimeters. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe he's referring to Tom's stream where he was saying 0.6 nozzle is better than.
Oh, the new Arachne engine. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have some failed Arachne prints. Let me grab them.
Yeah, Arachne isn't there yet. It's close, but there's some little issues in the code that are keeping a lot of gaps. I'll agree, it's much better, but it's not there yet. They'll get there. Everything's in production, especially Simplify 3D.
Apparently, the 0.6 perform better in terms of dimensional accuracy and strength in Cura. Strength, yes. Dimensional accuracy, no. There's no way a 0.6 can do better than 0.4. is physically impossible. I think. I mean, you can. It's like a brush, right? If you have your brush that is that big, and you're trying to, you're trying to design something, you're trying to draw something with this, then you will be less accurate than if you draw something with a smaller nozzle. So I think dimensional accuracy, definitely, I would say no, it's impossible. That 0.6 could be better. Strength, yes, because you are going to extrude more condensed material. I mean, not more condensed, but you will have more of the you have more interface in your model. So if you print at 0.4, 0.2 layer height, then you are going to have a lot of interface in your model. And the less interface you have in your model, and the stronger it is. Like an injection molding part has literally no interface except the seam when the plastic join each other on the other side. But except from that, there is pretty much no interface. So that's the strongest you can go. But for 3D printing, you have to limit the amount of interface.
I have an excellent example. If you want to see why I keep complaining about Arachne, here are a couple models. So the yellow is without Arachne, and the green is with Arachne. So same exact model, same slice stuff. Flow calibration done.
Gaps on the
Huge
Arachne.
gaps. Yeah, huge gaps. So
Yep.
This is in Crucia Slicer. It's not ready yet. The calculations aren't done correctly.
No.
Oh,
And people were printing their death racers with Arachne. I'm like, no.
No,
And
you
then
don't
look
want
at the
that.
part as it prints. Like, what have all these gaps? Because you're using Arachne. Like,
Yep.
no.
I need to get my death racer ready for our event. I need to actually order stuff. I don't have anything. Literally nothing.
I guess it depends if I go or not. But if I do, then I'll have to build one, I guess, right?
Yeah. I drove one after the races at Earth, and I was like, why didn't I build one?
Okay,
fun.
so let's go through the different Printbusters that was already up before, and we opened the forum. So now we have a forum on our Discord, Bank Discord in the chat, discord.polymaker.com to join our Discord, and you will be able to participate to all of this debate. So you cannot create a particular new Printbuster topic, but you can share it like Matt did or Arwolf did. So the first one was, is FFF 3D printing food safe? So I will go through each question, and I will get a short answer from Justin and Zombie, and then let's see how it goes. So the first one for Justin: is 3D printing food safe? How do you answer that question? If
no, it is not. It's not food safe because, unfortunately, plastic is not perfectly smooth, and bacteria can get in all these little holes. Unless you're talking. I don't even know if ABS smoothing counts. I have not researched that part of it, but everything I found, unless you're using food safe material, which they have, and it's prohibitively expensive at that point. The problem is you put ABS in the dishwasher, you're going to get stuff all in. It's going to grow mold, and then you're going to use it. You could print it and use it twice, but I mean, what's that in US dollars from filaments.ca?
I'm trying.
I've ordered from them. They have some really cool matte PETG that I have. It's gorgeous.
I cannot scroll through. They have all the currency, but I can't.
Oh my god! What's it in rubles now?
Okay, Canadian dollar is the closest I have from the top.
So Canadian dollars. It's not horrible, but
so what do you think about this particular product that claims to be true food safe?
Let me pull it up. Hold on. Filaments.ca food safe.
ABS is food safe, right?
Yeah. So what do you guys think about this? So there were a couple of answers in the post, but one answer that I found interesting is someone said in the Voron Discord, I think, because I said there is no filament that is food safe. And someone came to me with this link, and I said, yes, there is. Here is a true food safe PLA. So my question is, if I say our PLA is a true food safe, does that make my PLA food safe?
No.
So what should I do to make my PLA food safe?
That's the
I have
question.
my thoughts.
So
Go ahead.
here's what they say.
Yeah.
What makes our filament food safe? They have food safe raw materials, manufacturing process, batch number, finished product testing, design, warehouse storage, certificate of conformance declaration issue with every order addressed to the customer date. So what if I tell you we have food safe raw materials? We have also GMP, so we also have good manufacturing practice. We have batch number traceability. We tested our final product. We designed our warehouse, and I will send you a certificate that it has been produced within this. Does that make it food safe now?
Still no, because then you also have the machine. Is your machine food safe?
Yeah.
Because
Can I say that? Like I will tell you, my extruder is food safe. Your printer maybe not, but that's not
Right.
what they care about. They
that,
care about
yeah,
the
exactly. That's a hard one.
If you're using actual like food safe, the same exact, like if you're processing meat versus plastic or polymers, if you use the same exact processes and get the final result, the filament is food safe. But like you guys are saying, it's the process that's not food safe. So you can take the same material, injection mold it, and that would be food safe, but then you 3D print it and it's not.
So what makes it? 3D printing princess. That's the first time I
Hey.
see that one. I don't know if you know, but I'm collecting stickers from 3D printing, blah, blah. I have 3D printing nerd, 3D printing professor, 3D printing general. I like all of
Nice.
these. And that's the first time I have 3D printing princess. So if you have a sticker, feel free to send one. I'm collecting them. And if
That's
you know
pretty cool.
3D printing someone, then let me know.
You don't want the hedgehog sticker?
3D printing hedgehog. But anyway, so does that mean this is not an actually truth safe? Is that a wrong marketing?
No, I would say it's misleading
Mhm.
marketing at best.
It's just marketing to get sales at that point.
Yeah.
But it's legally
Because-
not correct, right? You
because-
cannot.
well, you can sell a material, and it depends what the consumer does with it, right?
Yeah.
They're not explaining
is
how
the
to use
filament
the
really
filament.
food safe? Is the filament really food safe? Like I don't even talk about how it's going to be processed after. I'm really talking about just that filament.
Just on the way in, yeah, the material itself.
Just the company saying it's food safe. Does that make it food safe? Even whatever happened after, like the filament itself, right now, that filament.
So what I would want,
dip it in
I-
water and
I would want to see the actual samples. So food
Mhm.
safe, maybe I haven't looked into this at all, but what is the threshold for safe and not safe? Is it microbial growth after time? Is that the thing? Also, is this PLA or is it PETG?
so it's PLA.
This is PLA. Okay. So maybe you have two samples or a bunch of samples, and you test for bacteria before and after. And if this still falls within or below a certain threshold, then maybe that would be fine. So you can test
So-
your materials in the same way they test these and see.
But does that make it food safe? Can I send it? Can I sell it at food safe? So here's my answer. My answer to that is, first we have to define the food safe. For me, food safe is legally food safe. We always talk about legally food safe. Can I legally say my material is food safe? Can I legally say that? And to answer that is very easy. There is certified laboratory or institution that will tell you whether it's food safe or not. And that's in the US at least. It's I think it's FDA that approve whether something is food safe or not. So if FDA don't give you that approval, there is no way you can market that your material is food safe. Even though it might be, even though you have to do all the tests you want in the world, if FDA has not said it, then you cannot. That's how I would answer it. They are in Canada, so I don't know. They depend on who. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any certification except something that come from them. So I don't know if in Canada the law is different. Maybe in Canada you can say yourself, you can certify yourself that it is FDA approved. It is food safe. So that would be my answer. What I don't think, and that's just a judgment, is that I don't think even in Canada that businesses can certify themselves. I mean,
No.
that would be very strange.
What I think is going on here is how do you what's going to happen with this, right? Someone's going to print something, let's say a plate, right? They're going to print the plates off and they're going to use it, they're going to wash it, they're going to use it, they're going to wash it. What are the actual chances of them getting sick because it wasn't washed thoroughly or because the process had some contaminants and made them sick? Like, I think the volume and the amount, the percentage, the chance that you're going to get sick from 3D printed stuff is so low that they can kind of claim that it's food safe. Same thing for regular materials. What's the chance that you don't clean something properly? Is it because that you didn't fully clean it, or is it because something else?
Yeah.
Like, do you trust like $1 injection molded plastic? Do you think that's food safe?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about so non-fam. The filament is food safe. The printed part is not. This we don't know, but like even the filament is food safe. We don't even know if we talk about legally food safe or not. Because why I say legally food safe, because we all have different definition of food safe. We all have different way of testing food safety. But if we talk about legally, then there is no difference. Each country has their own certification, has their own way. There is a classification of food safe, whether it can be in the body, whether it can touch the body for a certain period of time. There is all of this classification. So it's extremely clear. Unfortunately, as of right now, or at least so far as I know, FDA doesn't have anything for 3D printing filament. They don't know how to test, they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to deal with 3D printers on the market. They have no idea. So there's, as of right now, from what I know, there is no way a company can market food safe because there's no certification. There's nothing on the market. Mm-hmm. So if someone prints something with this, like a cookie cutter as they market here, and they get sick, and it's food poisoning, and it's microplastic leaking in the material, are they going to get in trouble? Well, how do they defend themselves?
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's no the odds of that happening are so low that the risk for the company is it's one of those things. Like a lot of companies, they ask for forgiveness, so they'll do something, they'll make $1 million, $2 billion, and then they get fined like $20.
Yeah.
So they can just get away with it, and I think that's the same case with this. There's nothing that no one can come against them with unless it's a serious lawsuit.
Well, what if someone? So what you're saying is, even if someone bring this up, for example, to whatever FDA or whatever Canada is depending on, then they won't say anything because they don't have certification. I mean, there is a regulation. Like for example, I've spent a lot of time reading the US green guidelines. You guys have a huge guideline on how to market sustainability, because we have been marketing sustainability a lot, and we have to be through all of these guidelines, right? I'm pretty sure there is also guidelines around how to market food safe, especially using this logo, this index. This is also very regulated, how to use this index.
That's true, yeah.
So can you openly do that? The thing is, because I don't know much about Canada, I'm fairly aware of what's happening in the US and Europe, but not so much in Canada. I just assume that it should be similar to the US, I guess.
Yeah, and my other thought was it's PLA. So what happens when you heat it?
Yeah, also like, I mean,
you throw it in the dishwasher or even under hot water, it's going to warp. So you get one use out of it.
That's the other thing about the argument for food safe PLA or other materials is that you can't wash it and also have it sanitized.
Yeah,
like it'll deform the part or whatever the case may be.
Because if we're looking for that certificate, like certificate of conformance declaration issued with, so the C of C, this one, the certificate of conformance, this has nothing to do with food safety. Right? It's,
correct. There probably won't be anything about Health Canada on it or anything like that.
Yeah,
the problem is when you send it to the US, what's that bring into the equation too? Because then that's a customs issue.
Yeah, I mean, this certification, we also have that certification. Every manufacturer has that certification. It's basically a paper that says the product has been produced by us. That's basically what this certificate says. But it's interesting. I think it's the only company so far that has been marketed that to that extent their food safety. Like every company are not doing it properly. Now we are bringing to you the true food safe, and still I don't know if it's plant-based, recyclable, non-toxic, low odor. I mean, in terms of marketing, they are doing it very well, right? Plant-based, of course. It's
They're
PLA.
using the right words to sell to the people that don't pay attention.
Actually, did you know that Ingeo, actually, I'm pretty sure Ingeo didn't see that page. Otherwise, they would have removed
Mhm.
because they don't want we use corn. They don't want we use corn for plant-based. Recyclable, okay. This particular logo is completely open. I mean, you can use that as much as you want. Like everyone can use that.
But PLA isn't recyclable anyway.
Yeah, I mean, even recyclable. What does that mean? I mean, what is not recyclable?
Right.
What is not recyclable? Everything is recyclable, right?
Over time, yes, but you're talking, PLA could take a couple thousand years to decompose versus
this. I mean, this is. I think you're talking about biodegradability, but this is recyclable, which means the ability to make it a raw material out of the waste and make something else. Everything is recyclable. If you put millions and millions and billions of dollars, you can even recycle I don't know whatever things. But it's not about being recyclable. I think it's about whether in reality it's going to be recycled, like the chance of being recyclable. Like if you take your bottle, so this one is basically index 1. So 1 means there is a very high chance that it's going to be recyclable. But if it's 7, then you can be sure that 99% of this is going to end up in the landfill, which is the case for this. It is recyclable, yes, by definition, and non-toxic is the same. It's great. It's a nice marketing. It's basically saying they have the RHS certification, low odor, compostable. Compostable, I don't know if you noticed, but the market went from PLA is biodegradable to PLA is compostable. And that's because of the US guidelines. We cannot say it's biodegradable anymore. Blah, blah. Nature was world. But anyway, so yeah, I just feel strange, or how to say, I feel it's an interesting topic since they have brought that much depth into the true the food safety. Yeah, go ahead.
Kevin RS in the chat says food safe PLA might have to be single use, but I don't feel like a single use anything is food safe.
Like, yeah, and also it's forbidden in most countries now. Any one-time use plastic is forbidden.
Yeah,
from Europe,
that's true. That's true.
From plastic, and I think US. I don't know if you guys have passed that already, or maybe not.
I don't.
But
know.
It's in most of the country now. One-time use plastic is forbidden. PLA has been very well proven to not be compostable unless it with a specific strain of mushroom. I don't remember the name of. Yeah, but Wolf, it is compostable, even though it's within a certain condition, but it is, right? And that's what company like to play with. If by definition, scientifically it is, then we'll just mark it. And that's why US has guidelines for sustainability, because they don't want company to take too much advantage of that. Because PLA, yes, it is biodegradable by definition. So they had to put a definition. They had to protect customers. Hey, Alberta 3D, how are you?
Hey. Everyone coming over from Joel's
we got
stream.
Moses. Yeah, everyone's popping over. What's going on, guys?
Welcome. So just for reference, we have a Twitch and YouTube dual stream going on. So messages are in both locations.
Yep.
Oh, do we have YouTube loyal this time?
Yeah. Thanks for. Hey, there's Pez. Let's get Pezliz in here.
Yeah.
Pezliz, how are you? 3D printing.
Look at this. Everyone's coming.
And sell it like green energy. All lies. All lies. I don't know, but it is in that gray area.
It's marketing. I
Yeah,
really
it's
think it all comes down to marketing, and you can market stuff in a way that is mostly correct, but a lot of like white lies, and I feel like that's how you have to sell stuff a lot of time. You have to stand out some way. But I mean, I would not buy this I don't know what I would use this filament for. Like,
Right.
Well,
yeah, I have no
personally-
use for this.
so if I wanted, when I think about food safe, I think about PETG printed
Mhm.
really hot.
Yep.
It was like a very low layer height, and then that's it. That's like what I consider food safe.
Liking.
But I will, when we get to it, I'll say that I don't think anything off of a printer is considered food safe without further post processing.
Because manufacturers can make it, as safe as they want, but as soon as you aren't in a food safe environment with a food safe machine, that's it. It's over.
Yeah, that's another thing. You need a stainless steel nozzle, and your extruder has to be everything leading up to the process has to be sanitized.
Everything.
And
Just
that
like when
is
we were doing
impossible
COVID
almost.
shields, everything had to be standard operating procedures.
I want Filament on the 3D printing nerd stream. I wanted to say thank you. You're very welcome, Evie. Thank you for coming here after the stream to say thank you. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah, I do also think that Joel took a large share of the viewers during his stream. So I guess maybe it's finished and everyone is.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. He ended it. So everyone's popping around everywhere else because.
So thank you
over a
everyone
couple
for
hundred people here.
joining. Hood plastic. It's at the very least unethical. If they, I don't know what they did exactly. If they did a lot of internal tests to make sure, then why not? Maybe from their point of view, it's not particularly unethical, and I hope they are not doing it this way. But if it's just random saying without doing many tests and putting the customer at risk, then yeah, definitely it's unethical. Don't put the business before the customers.
Right.
And
Well, some businesses do.
I came from there as well. Yeah, I guess a lot of people come from there. Wooden spoon have the same problem. Yeah, I guess wooden spoon is there is a coating. There is a particular post process that you need to make to wood so that it becomes usable for cutlery or this kind of thing. I think the problem is that the customer will be unknowingly putting themselves at risk. That's possible. I mean, I can see many customers seeing this and saying, "Oh, finally, I can feel safe. I can buy this particular PLA," because a lot of people use PLA for cookie cutters.
Oh yeah.
And now they will arrive here. They will say, "Okay, finally, now I can feel safe." So that's the part that might be a bit misleading. Is that really because they really highlight the true, which means there is other filament on the market that says they are food safe, but that's not really true. So I guess that's the reason why they.
I will say there's probably a lot of like the cheaper filaments that are have a very uncontrolled extrusion line. All the ones that have different diameters, etc. Not much quality control. That would be a lot less food safe. Maybe they claim to be food safe and they're really not. But this is a lot more standardized, and they go through a lot more effort to clean their machines and make sure that the process is good. Like out of all the filaments, maybe they have the best process for food safety in mind. Maybe that's kind of what they're going for. That's played like a devil's advocate, right?
Yep.
Because maybe the polymaker line isn't as strictly controlled as whatever they're doing because they're lower volume and they can control it better.
Actually, it's interesting because see what they're saying here. Your 3D printer is comprised of several components which come in contact with the filament prior to extrusion, such as gear, tube, hot end, assembly, and nozzle. Please keep in mind that these parts are most likely not made of food grade contact components and are not being regularly cleaned, sanitized, and as such may have an effect on cleanliness of your final product. At a minimum, we recommend to use stainless steel nozzle and try to keep your printer and printing environment as clean as possible.
That's their way out of any of it.
Yep.
Yeah, so they do know,
that's
they basically sell something that they know it's not going to be food safe. I mean, who use filament as filament? I don't
Right.
think there's anyone that
And who's going to scroll down that far?
except Loyal. Loyal is
Yeah.
using filament as filament.
Yes.
He's not.
Well,
He's using
And-
filament as filament. He loves so
Speaking
much
of Loyal-
filament that he doesn't want to process it.
He has a good comment in the YouTube chat. If it wasn't read yet, wooden spoons have the same problem. Like in general, wood is not food safe because it's porous. The only food safe wood is coated. It's sealed.
Mm.
Right? Food is
Well, maybe-
not there. Wood isn't that the actual like thing that's food safe. In fact, wood is a natural like product too, and that's not. What's more food safe, wood or filament?
Yeah, that's a good point. And it loyal trusts so much the food safe that he eat filament for morning. Santiago, I don't understand the food safe stuff. Our own hands we
Okay.
use to grab food aren't food safe, and I don't think there are many things worse than the sponge we wash the dishes with. Well, it's all about certification. That's why we should not try to make something food safe. We should only rely on institutions. That's their work. Their work is to define what is food safe, define what is not, is to define all the boundaries of everything. If you are not using them, then you are not considered, at least from a legal perspective, you're not considered as food safe. Of course, there's the hand, there is how you use. I mean, if I use a food safe fork, but I eat on the floor, then they might think what they're gonna do is very easy. They're gonna analyze the fork. If I get food poisoning and I say, okay, I use this fork and I use this plate from you guys, and you say it's food cake, then they are going to control. Okay, your factory was within the certification that we have gave, so it's not the business is not gonna have any issue. At worst, the institution is going to have issues. You guys have defined food safe wrongly, because the customer had a problem, or it's going to be okay, it doesn't come from the fork, it doesn't come from the plate, it came from the food itself, blah 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 blah. So that's why it's within boundaries. The problem is I don't understand the boundaries here. Who is putting the boundaries except the company? Because in my opinion, companies should not define boundaries, otherwise it would be too easy. PLA is food safe by itself. Problem, it gets adulterated in the filament making process and printing. Yeah, but apparently they control that as well. So even the filament itself is good.
I could believe that though. I can believe that the machines are strictly clean, regulated. But I would also assume that the cost would be a lot higher than what they're selling it for. Actually, well,
yeah.
it's
on sale.
I also don't trust that either.
No, that's like
the fact that they're able to
Amazon,
sell it for that
everything's on
price,
sale.
that gives me kind of doubts, because I could buy some PLA Pro for the same price, and I would trust them both equally as filaments.
All right, guys. Oh, so I've got a jet here shortly, like pretty much now.
Okay.
I appreciate you letting me on the stream, Nick. I appreciate you letting me talk about the Rocky Mountain Rep Festival.
Let's post the Discord one more time.
Yeah.
Whoever has that link.
Discord, it's in private chat still.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I'll drop that in.
Nick, I look forward to talking with you tonight, tomorrow about your potentials, and let me know your thoughts, and we'll go from there.
Amazing.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Nice to.
Thanks for
You're
coming
actually
on.
the first stream we've been on talking about it.
Cool.
You beat out Hot Makes because they did not get me on to us on soon enough. So,
We get the hottest makes.
yeah.
Exclusivity.
Right.
I'm the only one ever makes stuff on this.
Thank you again.
Exclusive. I mean, you guys got an exclusive look at the logo. I mean,
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
How
Hey,
amazing
thanks for
is
joining
that?
us. I'll see you around. And
Thank
for
you,
those who just joined, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I just posted a Discord link for this is the Rocky Mountain Rip Fest coming
and
next
then
April.
the Facebook link, if you wouldn't mind, and then there will be an Eventbrite posted, and this, that, and the other. Pezliz, we want to get you out too. Hit me up.
Oh, MakerDeck. You need to talk with MakerDeck as well. We'll
yeah.
have them-
Well,
Oh.
Pezliz is MakerDeck. Well, kind of. I'd love to get Chris Perello out. Oh, that'd be so cool. But we'll see.
Chris is
So awesome, guys. Well, thank you very much. And
Have a good one.
hopefully I'll be on again sometime.
Definitely. You are very welcome.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Nick, Zombie.
Bye.
See you guys
Bye,
around.
Thank you. Thank you. Before we go
Hi,
on, I want to say a little update. So some people said that wood potentially has some natural antibacterial properties.
Mhm.
You know, if someone could, that's not something I'll have a research paper on. It would be good to know, but at the same level, I don't trust raw wood as much as like what's worse, raw wood or raw plastic? So I guess raw wood is the answer.
Mm.
But I don't know how much further you want to go into this, but I want to talk about sealing and coating.
Yeah, you can talk about it. Actually, someone is asking, are we expecting cost PLA this month? So I'm actually opening our system to see
Right,
what is
perfect.
ETA. So
Perfect.
go ahead.
And what's the ETA on the metallic blue as well?
Okay,
What's the
I'm opening
stock?
the system. It will take maybe a few seconds.
Yeah, no
So
problem.
yeah, feel free to talk about coaching stuff if you want.
Yeah. So, do we have anyone in chat who seals finished? Finished anything? Who seals something in chat? So when you buy a cutting board, it's not raw wood. It is sealed with a finish, and it's a food safe finish. And that finish does wear off over time, so you have to recoat the the finished thing. Plastic is drastic. Wax.
I think there a long message that I saw. Oh, Kenneth saying, what was it about? According to ABC News, there is an average of 8 insect parts in every chocolate bar, less than 60 insect pieces per 100 gram of chocolate. Approximately 2 chocolate bar has been deemed safe by the FDA. Many allergists say that most food contains natural contaminants such as insect piss. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's why it's within boundaries, right? Food safe doesn't mean it has to be defined. So it may be defined as a certain level of toxicity. Like everything is toxic, but there is some level that are more acceptable than other, or something like this. So it's all about definition, boundaries, blah 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 blah. And in China they have different boundaries than in Europe. They have different than in the US, than they have in UK, blah 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 blah. So it's all about boundaries. So, but I guess FDA is one of the most popular institution in that regard. Well, European is some of the strictest institution. Like when we have a product that is certified for Europe, we usually don't have any issue with the rest of the world. So if you are EU certified, then you're good to go everywhere, except
Right.
California. Except California.
Hey,
Hey,
Subsector, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Go prime some models. Okay.
Go fill up the shelf that is already cracking.
The non-fam says with epoxy resin and nail polish, that's not food safe. There's some food safe epoxy. Yes, so food safe epoxy is the only way that I know of making a food safe finish on a 3D print. So, in fact, do we have which video is that where they tested the polysmooth and a coated, like a sealed? Yeah, I don't know if you have that video, but that'd be good to link because that's kind of the conclusion to this.
Yeah, you're right, Little John. And that's, in California, everything causes cancer. So it's not that everything causes cancer, is they have such a big certification requirement that is better for everyone to just put on their packaging can cause cancer. So even though it may not be in their list, but the list is so long that a company don't want to go through it anymore. So they just put it. And now they all have that. So it's kind of people don't care. So I don't know if it's very useful as they all have it. So if people really care about it, then they would not buy anything in California. So, but I guess it's very well known in the US that California has this, right?
Yeah, but it's there's always levels of food safetyness, and I don't know. It's like it all comes down to really just regulation and incidents. It's an incidental based thing. It's not a problem until it happens. So
for some reason my Windows crashed, so I need to open again to know where. I think the last time I checked, the cost PLA was The ETA was the 3rd week of January or something like this. Let me just restart everything. I don't know if it's because I'm streaming at the same time or.
Elliot says the state of cancer causes California.
It's true. California causes cancer. Rules, same product don't cause cancer in other states.
Is that a Rook? Yes, this is a Rook printer. Currently printing out some of the 3D printy boxes on there.
Heck with food safe, I want to print my own prosthetic eyes. Well, for example, prosthetic eyes has another level of food safety because it's long-term contact, and it's not with food, it's with body. Like if you go on the FDA, they have like all of these lists, and it's it's huge, which is great. It means they really took in consideration a lot of things. BPA was in everything. Remember orange juice in the paper cardboard? Yeah. For example, BPA, or I don't know how you translate in English, but in French is amiante, or something like the tiles. You know, you cannot use the black tiles anymore on top of your house on the roof. Amiante, yeah, but I don't know how to say in English. So there is this.
Oh, asbestos. Okay, yeah.
Oh, how do you say that?
Well, I don't know if that's what you're referring to. Asbestos? Yeah, okay. Installation allegedly, really good installation. But
and it was everywhere at some point, and now we know that it's dangerous. So it's why it's within boundaries is because it's always evolving. Food safety today will be different than food safety yesterday, and tomorrow it's going to be different, and in 1 month it's going to be different. So. Yeah. If only you could see the things I've seen with your eyes. There are Amazon filament listings that cannot be sold in California from companies that are in California and that sell to California, and they're on site in the physical store. Amazon listing restriction are almost For example, on Amazon we have to put also that our product causes cancer if we want it to be available in California. Actually, California is a big 3D printing filament user, I would say. It's a big I don't know if because the population is high, so that's why the data are high, or if it's just because there's a large community of 3D printers there. That was a Blade Runner called. Yeah, sorry, I didn't know. Maybe I watched that movie in French, that's why. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, sorry, for some reason my system is not working. Because I use 2 OS on one computer, and when I don't have it open before the stream, then I cannot open it during the stream for some reason.
Yeah, I'd like to know at least when that blue's coming, because I think it's holding up my order.
The which one?
The metallic blue. I'm really looking forward to that. So.
Blue?
Yeah.
Did you order with the link, or did you order on the
I did.
The link? Oh yeah, then maybe okay, I will check that.
That's okay.
Okay, so next question for Zombie. We are print busting Zombie with a lot of questions.
All right, hit me.
Next question. What explain the 3D Benchy hull line in 5 minutes?
5 minutes. Okay. Well, from all of my tests, it's been a drastic change in either geometry or printing time. So one of those two. So I've noticed I think actually I manually filed this one down. Let's see. What is this pink? Wow, this came out really clean. What is this? I don't know. It's a weird phenomenon that I still kind of struggle to understand. But what was our conclusion from the last test? Because we already went through this, and I took out a bunch of benchies and I did some tests where I equalized the layer time. So I brought every single layer into the same time. So like each layer took the same amount of time, and that seemed to fix the issue. But also just printing it slow fixed the issue as well. So I think it's something to do with
didn't have
shrinkage.
Conclusion. Yeah, we didn't have conclusion last time.
But, there's no real conclusion. You can compare. So one quick thing you can do is if you experience a hull line, for example, like in this model right here, I had one version of this that is this ABS? I'm pretty sure it's ABS. This one printed like perfect, in fact. Yeah, this printed like nearly perfectly. Why did I not use this one? What is this?
What's
I have
color
no
is it?
idea.
Magenta.
Is this? I can't tell if it's PLA Pro. I thought it was ABS. I can probably just weigh it and see, but yeah, this one did not have a hull line on the sides here, but on like this one here, I did shave it off to try to like save it, but it had some really nasty hull lines where that
Can't see it.
transition. Yeah, you can't really see it, but when the transition from the large flat section to the much quicker sections were. So this is another, another one of the same print. It doesn't have that.
We do have a pretty complete answer from Stanley. So how about we just go through it
Go
and
ahead.
see what's his hypothesis. And by the way, if any of you wants to put your hypothesis and wants to be part of the debate, you can go on our Discord. You bang Discord in the chat, or you go discord.polymaker.com, and then you can have access to all of this Printbuster topic, and then you can share your hypothesis. And then in every Thursday evening, we go through all of these hypotheses and we try to make sense of it, or we try to logically bring the hypothesis to a scientific phenomenon, and then we try to find. Hopefully our goal is to try to find the actual final answer to all of these questions. But if they are Printbuster topic, most likely there is no final answer. They are just
That's why they're there, right?
yeah. Okay, so Stanley is answering the question by saying the only real analysis that I have seen on the subject is by Prusa. Okay, so this is the well-known Prusa article about the Benchy hull line, which we already did a whole stream on it, but we can also have a look if you want. But this is this article that is going through. Spoiler alert, it doesn't really answer the question. It just help a little bit on if you want to solve, but it doesn't answer the question. But there are two credible theories, in my opinion, why it happened universally. Okay, so first theory, Prusa says, we believe that the main culprit is the sudden transition from spare infill into full top layers around the 8mm height. At this point, there is an abrupt difference in the time of layer text to print. Prusa said that they have improved the line by splitting the model and slicing to make sure the infill does not reach all the way to the deck and the problematic layer. To me, that fix seems unrelated to layer print time, which I agree. So first, the hypothesis is that it is related to layer print time. So you can see when it arrives to here, you suddenly have a much longer print time. And of course, because you have the whole top layer of the deck that you need to print, so you have almost double, triple, if not times 4 layer time. And what Prusa says is the fact that it abruptly changed from one layer time to another layer time that is much higher, that provoked this. Scientifically, I don't understand. I don't understand why a layer time would affect the would make it bigger, would create that line. And I don't know if you have an explanation that would explain that, Zombie, like layer time and like what's the relationship between layer time and the line?
So
because it's bigger, right? But
just in terms of that, the longer you let something cool, the more it hardens, and the less that it wants. I don't know. It's hard. I remember what my conclusion was, and what I remember it was being.
Kalum Yodi say layer time affects shrinkage, so that makes sense. Layer time affect shrinkage?
Yeah.
How?
So if it's, yeah, I know it's definitely, that's an interesting one. The print.
let's continue. Kalum Yoji, I don't understand how the layer time could affect shrinkage. Like shrinkage is dependent on material, is depending on the intrinsic properties of the material. I don't. But yeah, feel free to back to warping. Yeah, it's the last one. Don't worry, NSJO, we are coming to it. I will put. How do you say in French? We say I will put zombie on the fire at the end.
Yep.
Because
Sure. I have a solution.
But anyway, so that's the first one, and I agree that the way Prusa fixed it, but it has nothing to do with layer time. The fact that they make sure that the infield does not reach all the way to the deck, but that still increase the layer time by a lot. So that's the first hypothesis, which is strange for me. I think it doesn't have a particular scientific explanation. So let's go to the second hypothesis. On the other hand, some people believe that it is caused by there suddenly being more material in that layer, and it can't shrink as much as the layer below when the filament cools. And that's the hypothesis that we had in last time we studied that. We were thinking about the fact that the material cannot shrink as much because there's too much material in that layer. So it prevents it from shrinking. We haven't confirmed anything, but that was, at that time, that was the hypothesis that made the most scientific sense. I have seen benches with unabrupt gloss change at that layer, which is clearly due to the change in print speed. However, I think the line is mostly caused by the deck pushing out against the hull. Maybe that is due to cooling, or maybe it is because too much infill overlap. Okay, so you can see, I think they have, yeah, you can see here, you have the deck that is literally touching the outside. So the hypothesis is that the outside cannot shrink as much as what is below, right? So
right.
If you do it this way, like Prusa tried to solve it, then you allow the outside to shrink without being affected by the inside. So that might be the reason why they actually solved their problem, right? So now the question is, if you print a benchy without top layer, will you have that hull line or will you not have that hull line? Theoretically, you will not. But, right, that's some stuff we need to try out. And then the next question is, there is a hull line. I mean, it's called the hull line because it's at the hull here. So why is there a line here if there is no deck, right? There is no shrinkage problem, right? When you arrive here, it can shrink as much as it wants. So there is still some issues with that hypothesis, even though being the closest to what I think is correct. That easily disapproved by printing 100% full benchy. Yes and no, because you will still have a different, well, it will be a gradient. So yeah, hood plastic, you're right. We could easily print 100% full benchy and see how it goes. Like, we could print a benchy without top layer, a bench, I mean, not without top layer, but at least without the deck, and see how it goes. So that's why we need more people. We need more people to do all of these experiments. So if you guys have printed 100% full benchy, if you guys have printed a benchy without the deck, if you guys have some ideas and an experiment that you have done, then you can go here and post all your results. That will be very useful for everyone that is really trying to have a particular explanation on this.
So here is the I don't know however much percent large. This is a large benchy. Let me zoom in a little more. There we go. So on the front here, there's no hull line. There might be some layer lines, but there's no hull line, right? There's no extra material. But on the sides, you can clearly see, at least in person, that there is a excess of material there. I don't know. It's hard to show up on camera. Maybe this side right here.
The reflection, we can see a little bit.
Yeah, so.
But not that much. Yeah, okay. So you do have. Okay, so that could be explained by the deck, and that's why the hull.
And in person, it stops. Like this excess amount stops exactly where the the hull ends. So it's only where that solid infill is. So you want to really look at your models and see, okay, is it through the whole thing or is it just the side?
Yeah.
Because the front is perfectly smooth. There's zero trace.
Yeah.
That's one of my major theories is that it's
Yeah,
the
me too.
actual
It cannot shrink because
shrinkage,
of the
right?
old
And that
layer,
makes a
yeah.
lot of sense because we know that this stuff does contract a little bit. It doesn't take much. Like we're talking a tiny bit, just enough to show a noticeable difference. So that thickness.
That's also my favorite. That's also my favorite.
And a lot of people don't calibrate their extruder, so they get extra filament when it's not needed. So the extra filament combined with that like shrinkage, I'm assuming it's going to cause that hull line, or at least extend it.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Kevin is saying combination of both. Times allows more cooling and so shrinking on the lower layers by the time the first deck layer prints, so that deck layers end up bigger than the layer below. Then that deck layer is solid, so shrinks less anyway. Combination of both. Times allow more cooling and so shrinking on the lower layers. But the lower layers have a lower print time. The layer time is lower. Times allow more cooling and so shrinking on the lower layers by the time the first deck layer prints, so that deck layer ends up bigger. Yeah, Kevin, I didn't follow properly the explanation. Like the first layers are printing very quick because there's no infill. At least there's no top layer, so they are printing quick. They also have time to shrink, but in that perspective, the deck layers have even more time to shrink. I think it's only because it cannot shrink. I think that's
right.
I think it's restricted, more restricted than the one below.
Right. Yeah. So when you look at this, the hull is actually sticking out. So the hull is more material.
Yeah.
And if you were thinking about how fast it was printed, all the walls are printed at the same speed, regardless. In fact, the lower section might be speed reduced to match a minimum layer time. So if you reduce the speed of your extruder, you get more material because it's easier to extrude.
Yeah.
So you'd see the opposite. If it was because of that, then you'd have more material on the bottom and less on the top because it would shrink more. So that's complete opposite.
Santiago, I don't get the hull line with fiber reinforced material adding to the shrinking hypothesis. Yes. So again, if you have, I don't know if you printed a PA12 CF Benchy, but if you have, you can post that also into this so that we can add to that debate.
You know what? I never did. The first time I tried to, the material wasn't completely dry and my temps weren't high enough, so the layers would just peel apart.
Okay. We have Kalum Yodi that said the material is not only shrinking, it is also expanding when new material is applied. It's like a rubber band. Oh, we have someone from the elastic shrinkage theory.
No, thermal shrinkage gang. Thermal shrinkage.
Yo, D. I don't know, Yodi, if you have followed the previous Printbusters, but there is a whole debate around, me against the rest, regarding the thermal expansion and elastic expansion. And I'm happy that you are using the rubber band explanation, because that means it has nothing to do with thermal expansion, but it has to do with the elastic expansion. But okay, so the material is not only shrinking, it is also expanding when the material is applied. I guess you are referring to the die swell. So it expands and then shrink. Yeah. And I mean, if there is shrinking, then there must have expand before that, right?
Test it.
What are you showing?
I was going to test a carbon fiber benchy.
Okay. By the way, did you notice that it doesn't have a window? Nobody has asked this. It's very strange. I guess
What
everybody.
doesn't have window?
Like the spool. Did you notice any difference between this spool and another spool?
What the heck?
You never
I
noticed
don't like that. Well, it's a different amount, right? Isn't this only 750?
Like on the other side?
This is 500 grams.
Yeah, on the other side, it's supposed to have a window, right?
Yeah, no window. Oh.
Nobody has noticed that, but it's because the core is bigger. Because when you wind carbon
Oh
fiber,
wow,
the
that is
core
really big.
bigger. And
Yeah,
so that's why
huge.
there's no window, because the window goes through the core. So that's the reason.
too.
But for some reason, nobody has noticed that. So I don't know if people care about that window.
Wait, the filament window? I use that all the time. Like that's how I know how much filament's left. I'm not gonna weigh this thing. Like that's dumb. Imagine weighing something, know how much material's left. Nah. Even though it clearly labels how much the spool weighs.
We have this the tar weight? Are you talking about the tar weight?
Whatever the spool weight, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. The spool weight
Yeah.
is on the sticker, right?
Yeah. So I could just weigh this and know exactly how much material.
Yeah.
Now I care. Yeah. Now you brought it up, and now you're gonna have like an anti. Don't buy the CF. Don't buy CFPA 6CF. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. It prints too good. You're never gonna want to print anything else ever again. You could be printing like torture toasters in it.
Oh, it's pretty good. Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that one.
Same one. I use it as a fidget toy.
I wonder if anything infield first. I wonder if printing either infield first or alternative wall direction would reduce how. Oh, that's a very good question. Very good question. If you print, supposed to be printing. Maybe if you print the outer line first, and then you wait, and then you print the inside, then maybe. Oh, that's a good question.
Well,
I think now that we know the main hypothesis, you guys can try to come up with some experiment to prove or disprove that hypothesis.
I already solved. I didn't solve this, but damn it, I came up with the answer a while ago, and I forget what I concluded. But I printed some like 2-hour benchies, and they had no hull line. And I printed off a 30-minute benchy, and it had a hull line. I don't have those tests, but a little bit.
Kevin
I untangled this and I retangled it immediately.
Okay,
clip.
Low layer print fast and stay warm. Haven't shrunk yet. The deck starts and takes long enough that the lower layers cool and shrink before deck layer finishes, retracting underneath that deck layer. That's the first effect. The second is that solid layer is solid, so less space for the shrinkage, whether elastic thermal or just because the filament is pulled to the inside as the nozzle goes around the. Oh, okay, get it. Yeah, makes sense. Maybe the hull line appears. Well, a good way to see that, Kevin, would be you print and then you see if the hull line appears at the moment you're actually printing the deck, or it's slowly after, or something like this.
That's a good idea. Have like a really close-up camera on it as it prints.
Yeah, and maybe if it slowly appears, then maybe it has to do. We will literally see shrinkage on video, which is not easy to see, right? In my opinion, I don't think it will happen because I think it cools down very quickly. If you see some thermal videos, I mean, if it has to do with thermal shrinkage, then you will see that after a few seconds after being extruded, it's already at room temperature. But it would be a great test.
Here's what I'll do. I am building a Voron 2.4 in the upcoming future. And since the plate is stationary, the part is still, so you can get a nice camera on there, and you can have a really good video of it printing stationary. Or someone else with a Voron 2.4 could do that test as well. So I don't know how many people in chat have a Voron 2.4. Specifically because the camera is easier to mount. You could just put a camera on a Trident, but it would be a lot harder.
The Asia Blue Polylight I'm printing has no window in the spool. Just flip it around, and then you will see the windows. PA 16. I don't know what is PA 16 hood plastic. We do have a new nylon coming, by the way, which was announced already. I don't know if you have seen that. Santiago, I fell into that trap. Every time we talk scientific stuff, suddenly Santiago is appearing on YouTube. I can see some names that when we have our regular stream, they are not so much there, and suddenly when we talk about scientific stuff, boom, they are here. So they are really science lovers.
That's right. So I don't heat my bed at all for nylon, right? Just nothing, just glue stick.
I like your ABS. I'm starting to experiment with your nylons. Oh yeah, more and more people really like our ABS. I'm glad the word that our ABS is not bad is spreading.
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, I'm in a lot of the custom 3D printing servers, and that's all I talk about. I don't start the discussion. People are just talking about the Polymaker ABS being good because they've had good experiences with it.
Can I get custom filament from you? Yeah, depending. It depends how many tons do you order. We do OEM.
Hey, SliceWorks.
We do have depending on how many tons do you order per year. I swear the Bamboo 17 minutes benchy has nearly zero hull lines, so I don't think the time matters only. Could be a component, I'm sure. Oh, that's also a good thing to know. I would please, everyone that has some input, even if you don't have a clear answer, just an input really help. I mean, if we put all the community input together, we'll start to draw an answer. So if
Something interesting about the time is time and temperature are they're interlocked. So the more time you have, the more temperature you have because it's able to maintain its temperature. But the faster you print, the lower the temperature is. So you have to see what the actual filament temperature is as it's leaving the nozzle, which is
it's a research
not hard to
project.
measure.
It's exactly hood plastic. It's a research project, and actually, as I said a few months ago on for the first Printbuster, the idea is to draw an article after we put everything together, and it will be made by the community. So it's not going to be like a Polymaker only article, and we have discovered that by ourselves, blah blah blah. No, it will be the community put their knowledge together in order to try to solve a problem. I hope we're going to solve that and finally came up with a scientific explanation with scientific experiment, and then put all of that together and draw a very nice article. Because the best article out there is the Prusa one, and to be honest, it doesn't satisfy my research of knowledge. It doesn't satisfy me. So I think we can come up with better, more scientific, more explanation, more material science, just more in general, more awesomeness,
More power.
more. We have the Twitch loyal now.
The real loyal.
Do you have fun going from one platform to the other one? Am I going to start streaming on Twitter, and we're going to have a Twitter loyal?
Oh, geez, no.
There's so much. There's so many more cool things than that. Yeah. So how about we go to the next one? Go to the next one. I mean,
I don't
join
think
us.
we're gonna get too far.
Come again?
I don't think we're gonna get too far on this, but much
Yeah.
ordinary
So
did.
today is just to show you a glimpse of all the different Printbuster topics that are happening, and then join us every Thursday evening, and we will definitely we will go through this every Thursday evening. So you can join us, hang out, and we'll invite people if you want to explain your hypothesis on stream with your PPT and a few experiments you have. If you're like this, then just contact me. Contact me before the stream, and or during the stream, I will invite you, and you can share your hypothesis. Printbusters is a very scientific 3D printing scientific stream, so you're very welcome to join. The next one, Zombie. Does drying make filament less brittle?
No, it does not. Ask me how I know.
Clear answer.
Yeah. So back when I first started printing, I bought Geno's PLA. In fact, my PLA is. Do I have some over here? I don't think I do, but I have the spools holding up my desk. Like I have 4 spools like rising up my desk, and they're all destroyed. They're very brittle. So what happened was I read the website, and it said to dry them at I think 150 C or 150 F, whatever it was, 150 F. So I did, and it fused together. And the stuff that didn't, you could like barely bend it; it would just snap. Extremely brittle. So yeah. So yes, absolutely. This is a thing.
This Printbuster came because I've seen in forums, in social media, I've seen a lot of people complaining their PLA was brittle, and the main answer I've seen is people saying, "Oh, it's because it absorbs moisture. You have to dry it." So, in my opinion, my answer is also no. If your filament got brittle, there's no way to come back. It's too late already. Yes, it might be because of moisture, but it's too late. You won't be able to recover that. And there is a Yodi that is saying, as far as I know, once PLA goes bad, there is no resurrecting it. And I agree. It's an irreversible process. Once it degrades, it degrades. Drying, not drying, that doesn't matter. I still recommend to dry because you don't want to print a wet filament, even though for PLA it doesn't affect that much. But also, I suggest you dry at a very, very low temperature.
Yeah.
Very low
That's what I
temperature
do.
for a long time. Because
Exactly.
the higher the temperature and the more you are going to catalyze the hydrolysis of the filament or the reaction that's going to happen. And you are going to actually make it even more brittle. How do you prevent PLA from degrading? No UV light, so no sunlight, no moisture, and room temperature. So that's the three things that will catalyze the hydrolysis. UV and temperature, that brings energy through UV or through temperature, and the moisture. Moisture will be the molecule part of the reaction that's going to break down the material. So if you don't have any of these three, then you're basically protecting your filament. That doesn't protect it from aging. Aging meaning internal stress that over time is going to create micro cracks and it's going to get brittle anyway. So that depends on how good. That depends on the manufacturers. Depending on which manufacturer you buy your PLA from, you will have some that are higher quality than others, some that will last longer than others. So yeah, that's the other part.
So I'll ask you this:
mhm.
why would a spool come from a factory brittle?
There is different reason. One, it could be it absorbed moisture before it was packed, and then during during the transfer, especially in the ships or during the transfer or in the truck, it can get hot. So you may already have hydrolysis during the transportation. It could be also, and that happened to us. The first one also happened to us, but it's pretty rare. It depends on when it was produced during the year. If it's summer or winter, is different. But one thing that has happened to us was a batch. When we vacuum, I don't know if you noticed, but when we vacuum at a really, really high degree. Like you can literally see the sticker through the spool. And the reason and the problem is that creates a lot of stress on the outer layer, and that will cause the filament to accumulate stress and to create micro crack. So you will have brittleness on the layers, on the few first layers of your spool. So if you have brittle issue with our filament, first make sure that whether it's on the first few meter or the whole spool. If it's on the whole spool, then it's a manufacturing issue. It's also a manufacturing issue if it's on the first few layers, but at least you will be able to recover like 95% of your filament rather than on the first problem. Then most likely we have to replace completely the spool. So that would be, and also you will notice something is when you take a spool. So if you take a spool like this and you just receive it, then you will see this part that when we ship
that part is always super brittle.
Yeah,
always.
It's usually something like this, right? And this part is going to hold a lot of stress from the vacuum bag. So this part will accumulate a lot of stress, and staying deformed under a high stress will create micro cracks. And that's the reason why when you receive the spool and you try to remove, then it usually is going to snap. And that doesn't mean the spool is brittle. It just means that part has accumulated a lot of stress. So just to let you know that if you receive something, whatever manufacturer, usually they put the end of the filament outside. If that part is brittle, don't get worried. That's normal. Just try a bit further down the spool, and it should be fine.
Yeah, I always I remove like the first couple feet of a spool just because of I found that if there's gonna be an issue, it's during the first little bit of it. So
John, I always wonder why that part specifically was so brittle. Well, here you go. Hopefully, I mean that's theoretical, but I'm not 100% sure. But that would be my best explanation of why that particular part is always brittle when you receive it. I had to print atomic PLA at 230 just so to get good flow and adhesion. Yeah, which is fine. I see a lot of Reddit people that says you cannot print PLA too hot, like 220 maximum. I disagree with that. I mean, it doesn't matter if your printer can reach high temperature, just go high temperature. Print at 270 if you want. That doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is that the higher the temperature, the more moisture issue you are going to have. So the higher the temperature, the more you need to make sure that the filament is dry. I got some polywood that was brittle out of the box. Of course, Polymaker make it right and fast. Yeah, if you have any quality issue with our filament, reach out to us, and we will change it relatively fast. Joey has blah blah blah. I think I missed. Thank you for being awesome, CMY Cave. That's a good name. I got about 1/4 of the way through that spool before I said anything. Yeah, I mean, polywood, even intrinsically, is more brittle than regular PLA. I think, Zombie, you should have, I think you have a lightweight PLA somewhere.
oh boy, that stuff is yeah. You want live example of I mean, okay, so this stuff
Foaming filament is more brittle.
Yeah, oh yeah. This stuff is I don't know if it's supposed to be dried, but it's I don't know how. See, there's different levels of brittleness, like how much flex you can get off of it, right? Like this can bend a fair bit before it just snaps, but it snaps. And right, that's the issue. This I'd say is typical, right? I can still bend it like most of the way, but then it does snap. I've had some filaments that you bend just a tiny little bit and just snaps. So this is a different type of filament though, and it's probably supposed to be stored in a dry environment. I'm long past that.
It's just the fact that it's a foaming filament, so it doesn't have integrity because there's a lot of pockets of air inside. So it's weak. It's weak. It's not that.
I mean, I was able to print it pretty well. Like, you know, this was this is a fun test. Changing the speed of the filament or the temperature. I changed the temperature as I was printing, so you can see exactly where I changed the temperature.
Yeah,
you know, there's like a hull line because of that's because of the temperature difference, not because of there's like a material there. So there you go. If you change temperature, you get more flow when it's hotter. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
We've printed thousands and thousands of spools, and we've never had a brittle spools. A few times the end broke off a couple of times, but our environment has been great for that. Yeah, I mean, Loyal, I know a lot of people has told you that you should not put all the filament on the shelf, blah, blah, blah. But if the room itself doesn't have, if you don't have like a big window with the sun that is going on the spools, if it's relatively, if it's below 30 degrees C, which I hope, otherwise you will have a very sweaty stream. And if the moisture is pretty much under control, then whether it's on the shelf or in the box is pretty much the same. And I think you are living in a pretty dry environment. So if any of you is living in a dry environment, don't be that worried, especially for PLA. Be worried for nylon, because even in dry environment, if it's not below 20% relative humidity, I don't remember the dew point, but you still need to be worried.
Yes, make sure to dry your nylon significantly and store it dried, and preferably print it in a dry box or an active dryer.
Hey, Gulcifer, how are you? Gulcifer, you were there on Hangout on Discord, right? I remember your name.
So that's the person who designed the or modified these files for the.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now. Gulcifer. To the experiment, I'm setting up my print closet with all the spood fed from above to direct extruder seems to minimize breakage since filament stays pretty straight all the way to the nozzle. Yeah, there is another thing, and you're right, 3D experiment is the filament path. So depending on the filament path, you may have some brittleness issue or not. Like if you leave your filament in a bowden that is pretty curved, it will accumulate that stress that we were talking about with the vacuum, and it will become brittle over time. So you may wake up the day after and it's more brittle than the rest of the spools because you have accumulated that stress from the bending.
Yeah.
I have a spool of filament that has a brittle feel. I put it in a heat box and print from it directly to printer. That preheat does wonder to help. Yes, preheating is great, and that's what Drywise is doing. That's why Drywise is a good device to have.
Yeah, I found the best results is when I print out of a dry box. Even for like regular PLA, it does help. If your PLA, PLA can be wet. Like that's not a debate. It's how it affects the print quality. Does wet PLA affect your quality? The answer is yes. If drying it makes it print better, then yes, it does affect the quality.
Yeah. Why do I have Twitch that says possible ban evader monitor?
Because he said at one point he created a new account, so I don't know if he's like on new IP or something. Just don't say anything stupid in chat. That's all I can say.
Speedy experiment. For some reason, you are under the radar. I have a big red box around 3D experiment that says.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I can't get rid of it. They came from YouTube. I remember that they created an account on Twitch because they're on YouTube. I think that's the deal. If there's anything else going on, just let me know. But
yeah, you see, every time he writes something, then
yeah, I see that. Close up the chat.
How low temperature is safe to store PLA? How low? I don't know. I would definitely not go below freezing temperature. But I would say, I don't really know, but between 15 to 25 degrees, I would say. Too low, and you may have issues with water freezing. So, I don't know. I don't have data, but I would say 15 to 25 degrees. Above 25, you will start to have maybe enhancing a bit more hydrolysis, I guess. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. I guess until 30 should still be fine. But I would say, yeah, between 15 to 25. That's what I would say. We'll keep an eye on them. Too many experiments. Okay, let me see if we don't have other questions. Do I have to dry red filament? Lightspeed really like red filament, right? I like the amount of life. I have a spool. Okay, great. So let's go to the next Printbuster topic. Zombie.
Yes.
How dangerous are 3D printing fumes? So you see, I have a printer next to me, and I'm in a small office. Can I print with it?
No.
Or am I going to die?
You will probably decrease your lifespan. You will also decrease your lifespan by drinking city water. So yes, there are effects of 3D printing. Those are very clear. There are VOCs. There are everything. That's a debate. Yes, it does. But on the scale of other things, I would say it's probably. Let's just say I've worked on a lot worse things. I can buy a chemical at my car parts store that literally melts rust off. The rust like literally drips off. It is the nastiest chemical I've ever seen, and you can just like buy that and use it. People use that stuff on a daily basis. So in comparison to other things, most fumes are negligible. Breathing decreases life expectancy. I'll say there's a curve. Zero breathing, it's like zero, but then it jumps up significantly as you start breathing. A little bit of breathing is good.
Let me answer two things before on that for the moisture. Is there any moisture at all in the filament and it drops below freezing? The filament will fracture. Yes, there is always moisture in the filament. I think it's very hard to get 100% of the moisture out of it. What happens if it freezes? Filament probably freeze in shipping when it's minus 20 degree. I don't know if it's gonna freeze during the sea shipping if they maintain a certain temperature for the container. But if not, then if it freezes, depending on the moisture amount, yes, it can create micro cracks. I guess I'm not 100% sure. Again, that's some hypothesis. But my worry is that if it's below freezing temperature and then there is moisture, then it will create stress, which over time, if it stay like this for too long, then will create microcrack. Just to finish up on this. Okay, so yeah, I guess it's a hard question to answer. How dangerous is 3D printing fuse? Because people are looking for answers like yes or no. They are looking for that answer, and there is no yes and no answer for that.
I would say it's a scale, and I would say it's all about you as a person more. Like, how sensitive are you to different chemicals? But
I mean, I can understand, like someone buying this and they put this at home and they have kids and stuff. They want a clear answer. They don't want to. Yeah. They don't want a rough answer when it comes to their kids, breathing around the 3D printer, right? They
want
the
volume.
No question.
For the volume at home, it's negligible. But I would not be in the same room as like 10 or 20 ABS printers that are unenclosed or whatever. Like that is a lot. It's the amount from one is not much, but as you scale it up, it's significantly more dangerous. So my blanket recommendation for every type of thing you're printing, including PLA, is one, you want to make sure your room is adequately ventilated, meaning you always have a fresh air supply in, and that your air isn't being circulated back out into a regular environment. And B, don't sit in the same room that you're printing for long periods of time. Get fresh air. But that's what I recommend in general. Like, you don't want to breathe in the same air over and over again. Like, CO2 is dangerous. You don't want to be in the same room as that.
Yeah, and that's usually the common answer that is given. Now the issue is the legal answer. Like, from a company, when people ask us for that, then there is no. It's like the food safe. There is no particular institute that have done any particular research and is able to give a definite answer on this. So, like, obviously, we will always say that yes, it is. It is toxic to an extent, and we always, whether you're printing with PLA, whether you're printing in a big room or whatever, we'll always recommend to filter or to print in a well-ventilated area or something. So even though there is no data, and by the way, I see a couple of you have said ABS has more VOC than PLA, more toxic VOC than PLA, blah, blah. If you guys have any data to share, please feel free to share everything here. There is a few links if you're interested in that topic that has already been shared. There is a few discussion already. So please feel free to go and share more data that you may have. For example, we do have an idea of releasing, we had the idea of releasing scented filaments, but it's the same. How can you market? You're basically going to ask people, okay, we release the filament where make sure to be in a very close environment, make sure to be in a non-ventilated environment, and make sure to breathe near the printer so that you can enjoy the full coffee smell from the filament.
Yeah. Then, so I'll say I have some filaments that smell like it literally smells like I'm cooking pancakes. It's a very, very strong smell. And this is PLA. I get more smell from that than I do from like your ABS. So
yeah, and there's the other question on whether smell matters or not, right? Because, for example, what is carbon monoxide, for example, has no smell, but you have to care about it. So it also exactly. Does smelly means bad? Because a lot of people say our PLA smell more than others. Apparently, it smells more sweet or something like this. So does that mean it's worse than another PLA that smell less? That's also another question, right? Smell is not particularly related to toxic. I mean, chocolate smells, coffee smells, but I don't think they're pretty toxic. Well, I hope not.
I didn't put the Lego in there.
Sorry, I'm just I closed my my Teams because it was making too much noise, but now I don't have notification for my meeting, so I just need to make sure that okay, my next meeting is at 2 o'clock, so in less than 1 hour, so we should be good. Let me close back down. Okay, so there is a growing evidence that artificial scents put in products are harmful. Well, there you go. We have another.
Yeah, you're like literally putting a, unless it's like a, I don't know, like a natural maybe something like a natural thing.
Coffee beans, like milled coffee beans, for example. Is that dangerous?
Coffee beans? Oh, coffee is very dangerous. It's a very, very addictive drug. You want to stay far away from coffee.
Yodi is saying, I think that the only thing that most people can agree is that the VOC from ABS are typically more irritative than PLA, but that doesn't mean that it is more dangerous. Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen. I mean, everyone is saying ABS is not good, but is there any report? Is there anything that prove that? I mean, I also agree. I mean, it's just because it smells like plastic, burnt plastic, then it's not pleasant. But is there anything that actually say it's not, it's not good or blah blah? I mean, burning plastic, I guess it's not.
Community.
But I mean, 3D printing is burning plastic. So,
yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is all the same general sense. So, regardless of what you do, you are burning plastic. So you do want to. You do want to.
That's a nice
do you have a whole line on here?
Kenneth Sen, can you post that on the? Oh yeah, okay. No, it's okay. I got it. Let me post that on the Discord as well. Maybe you can comment on it on Discord. So, and let me open that. So this is Government of Canada. I thought all the government stuff was .gov, but apparently not. Is that how?
I don't know if
Is
you
that
have
a real Canadian government?
I
Is
have,
that
I have
real?
no idea. Liz, where are you? Help.
Liz,
Yeah,
Liz,
actually,
what do you do?
Liz is probably the closest person because she was doing some, I don't know, maybe have more information on that.
Yes, it is the official. Okay. Three-dimensional 3D printer are increasingly common in working place. Rubric can be blah 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 blah. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Hazard. Okay. Factors that can lead to an accident, death, or illness from using 3D printer includes airborne microscopic dust from all type of 3D printers, emission of VOC from plastic 3D printing, toxicity, flammability, and explosiveness of the fine metal powder in metal 3D printing, toxicity of resin, physical such as cuts during use and maintenance. Yeah, especially removing a print from the print bed with a scraper. Eliminating and controlling the hazard. Before using a 3D printer, the employer must conduct a hazard analysis and take action to control the hazard. Oh, okay. So basically, what the government is saying is if you have a 3D printer, do a whole VOC emission analysis, and depending on the results, then take action. So, yeah, I'm not sure if it's helping much, actually. The area near the printer should be ventilated with a local air exhaust system equipped with the high efficiency, particularly particulate air filter, HEPA filter, and the room containing the 3D printer should have general ventilation system. Okay, so that's usually what we say. So, I mean, this is more of a government suggestion or I guess a rule.
Yeah, we don't
but
listen to that.
What I'm interested in is like data that has, most likely they have rely on data that says it's not good, so that's why they have rules. So I'm interested in these data. Like we have done, there is a university, for example, that have analyzed multiple ABS. By the way, our ABS has the least amount of VOC from that research. But the problem is I don't know which ABS was the other one. It was confidential. I just know ours.
Wow. I mean, your ABS is like, I don't know. It's if it doesn't, if PLA smells less or worse, then I wouldn't say it's super super bad. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's another thing. People say I've seen some people saying polymaker ABS is better because it smells less, so it's less a problem for toxicity.
Yeah, right.
I don't know where they get that from. I mean, does that really mean it's less? Does that really mean our ABS is less dangerous because it smells less?
Well, there are some.
I've never said that. I did say it does smell less, which is true, but I've never said it's less toxic. I don't know where
There is some user feedback. This is not like science, but I've heard just from the general community that some other ABSs give people headaches, where this filament does not. Just as a, that's kind of the general consensus in the community is if it smells really bad, then it's generally gives you a headache.
We should call Lego and see what they say. The JHA is with injection molding. Oh, I don't know what is JHA. Is that a toxicity index as well?
Maybe.
I don't know.
But we were talking about the like clean air on MakerDeck. Was it today?
Good night, Matt Catching.
But we're talking about making sure that if you're 3D printing to have a carbon filter to absorb any any particulates, and that's important to have regardless of your printing setup. Having a clean air. So.
Job hazard analysis. Oh, okay, got it. PLA is less because it's organic, so they say. Yeah. Again, I can think about a lot of organic things that are pretty toxic. Carbon monoxide has no smell, but it will give you a major headache. Yeah. That was my example as well. I mean, like I think Loyal said also something about smell doesn't determine the danger factor. Yeah, I also think so.
Yep. Oh
yeah. Yeah. Careful what you agree on. Maybe then headache, blah, blah, blah. Cyanide is organic. Yeah, I was thinking about the same, Kevin. Are any filament recyclable? Yeah, everything in the world is recyclable. If you have any definition of recyclable, then if you have boundaries, then let me know. If you mean recyclable by there is a way that you will be able to recycle it, then there's a very few things that are recyclable. Because even though you can recycle, I don't know, this, then how do I do that? I don't have any specific trash to put this. I don't have anything to put this. So, but for PET is different. Can I recycle PET? Yes, because I actually have a way to make sure that this is recycled. So everything is recycled by definition. Whether you have access to that, that's a different question. Isn't PLA made from corn and sugar cane, though? Yeah, it is. But does that mean, I mean, there's a lot of things that are made from non-toxic things, and they are, through chemical reaction, are made toxic. So where it comes from, I think doesn't really matter either. It doesn't biodegrade in nature. Yeah, we are all made of recycled stars that exploded. Yeah, I mean, if we are thinking about this, I mean, everything that is around us has been made by natural elements, blah blah blah. So it's all about definition, to be honest. It's all about definition. So when you ask something, make sure there is a definition, because words are usually not defined very well. You need a sentence. And that's the reason why US and Europe have so many customer guidelines on marketing, because we cannot use any word we want, or we cannot use it in without particular blah 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 blah. Explosion are common when I 3D print. What? Mine explosion, you mean? Okay, let's go to the next one.
All right. Do you want a conclusion on the carbon fiber hull line?
Okay. So what do you have?
I can zoom in a little bit on here. Find the right camera. I need like some type of camera setup where I can just click all the things. Not zoom.
Posted CD,
Autofocus. All right, let's see. Let's get right in there. So there you go.
Is that
hull line.
PS6?
Yeah, PS6.
Oh, okay.
No, the next line, that's because I stopped the print. So I had a little bit of an issue. But looking at the hull line area, which is like where the
No
bottom starts, nothing.
No, hello. Okay.
No.
So it could be because carbon fiber helps with shrinkage. It helps with dimensional stability. So
Yeah.
there you go. If it's one more experiment that goes towards the shrinkage theory, or shrinkage meaning it cannot shrink as well because of the deck.
Now I got to print the whole thing out. I paused it so the camera would stop shaking, but then I realized that when I did that, it causes a little bit of a inconsistency. But
Bad activated charcoal is dangerous for your printer. The washing process can cause corrosive environment to linear rails, screws, and anything else.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can get some different grades or materials for your activated carbon.
Little John will have to test whether ABS produce a bigger hull line. And actually, to come back to the question, he just printed with carbon fiber. I mean, how dangerous is that? Like carbon fiber powder.
Yeah, that's not
How
something.
If we talk about fumes,
this is the recommended stuff. This specific type does not have the stuff that causes rust. So do not get the cheap pellets for your Nevermore. Make sure to get the correct stuff. Don't get it from AliExpress, essentially.
Hey, Patrick 3D, how are you? Looks like the party is here today. The party was at Joel, but then it was spread out.
Let's see you come in.
For people that are not sleeping.
Oh no, chat's going too fast now. I can't read everything.
Next Printbuster topic. Oh, thank you so much, people, for dropping all of this link. This is very, very useful. And every time people are looking for information about that, I want them to have access to great content. So after, we will summarize all of this into a very nice article, and then we will publish that as a conclusion of this Printbuster topic. So yeah, please make sure to go and I see some people posted also in does drying make filament less brittle. So please make sure to post YouTube videos or just your own explanation, your own understanding of it, etc. Next one. Well, this one, okay, I will still ask. Zombie, how should you calibrate your E-step and your flow?
All right. I have my actual answer to this. I have a whole thing. Well, not a whole thing. Okay. Number one, E-steps calibration only partially matters. Okay. So you have two options. Number one, you can calibrate your E-steps and then hypothetically leave your flow untouched or make very minor tweaks to the flow to get a good surface finish. Or you can not worry about the E-steps. It has to be somewhat close, like plus or minus 20%, and then adjust your slicer flow to compensate. But the issue with adjusting your slicer flow is that it doesn't account for, I don't know, stuff like pressure advance or I think even like retraction. So there's other things that are affected by the extruder multiplier or E-steps and not the flow, if that makes any sense. So like you can only do so much in the slicer to compensate for poorly calibrated hardware. So in my opinion, the best thing to do is number one, get your extruder, set it to its stock value. If you only have one printer, you can keep it at that and it'll probably be fine. The stock value is what the stock performance is. So that's hypothetically what should be good. And that's honestly what I do. A lot of my extruders are set stock. But what I do to calibrate E-steps is I take the same material. I have multiple printers. So I have every printer calibrated with the same material. And I use PLA Pro because of how hard it is. It tends to be the most consistent between different printers. So I take my spool of PLA Pro, I put it in, preheat my hot end to 230, I extrude, or I measure out a certain distance, I extrude, and I modify the value until I extrude the correct amount. And if I have every single printer calibrated with the same material using the same process, then I can use the same slicer profile for everything and not have to adjust that. On the alternative, if you don't calibrate your E-steps and each printer is a little bit off, then you have to create a different profile for every single printer. If you have to make a change, you have to make a change for every single one. It's so annoying that it's easier just to calibrate your E-steps and then adjust your flow once.
And Yodi is saying there is also a setting for the filament diameter which should probably tweak if the average diameter is not 1.75. To be honest, Yodi, I don't think any filament manufacturers is going to tell you that the average is not 1.75. Like they are not going to say you just bought
enough.
It's
the only issue,
1.7, for example.
The issue that the diameter inconsistency will cause is going to be inconsistent extrusion. So, like lines that go in and out because the filament is getting bigger and smaller. In general, if anything, that's what's going to happen.
Yodi, you go by what you measure, but there's no way you can measure the 1 kg of filament, right? Like take a measurement every meter and try to do an average. That's not possible, right? You have to rely on what the manufacturers say.
Here,
PNC, I need to give this one release, and I'm assuming I missed the Rook talk. You didn't miss. We didn't talk too much about the Rook, but you can join Zombie's channel. He has video on the Rook. He has a lot of content on the Rook if you are interested.
Yeah, they're mostly Twitch VODs, so make sure to watch them before they go away. I am planning on doing a full build video of the Rook on YouTube once I receive my second set of parts. So this one I'm keeping as is for now to kind of have a working demonstration. But when the Mark 1 releases, I'll have a full video on that on YouTube.
Does the density of the filament change anything? I always input that into Cura when I add a new filament. No, it doesn't change anything regarding flow or E-step. I use printer profile, makes it easier for me. Yeah. So where does that come from? That Printbuster came from because I saw people calibrating E-step and flow basically the same way. And I didn't understand why you calibrate your E-step and they define this by how much filament. If you ask your printer to extrude 10 centimeters of filament through the hot end, then you calibrate your E-step so that the printer actually extrude 10 centimeters of filament. And after they do that, then they go on the slicer and they do exactly the same thing. They adjust the flow to make sure that I extrude what I want to extrude. So I didn't understand that, and that's basically where it came from, and that's where we started the debate around, what's the difference between E-step and flow. And so you just had the answer from Zombie, which will be more complete than mine. Mine is very easy. For me, E-step, you don't have to calibrate E-step. For me, it's only related to the extruder components. It doesn't have to do with filament. It doesn't have to do with anything else. It has only to do with gear diameter and maybe some stories around effective diameter or blah blah blah. But I would only focus on the components and just calculate the E-step value, not using a filament and blah blah blah. Because if you do that, then it means every time you change one of the components you have used to calibrate your E-step, then you have to recalibrate your E-step, which is usually not as easy. The E-step value is not as easy to change as the flow value. I mean, except if you are using Clipper, which apparently it's pretty easy to change. But overall, E-step is not something you want to play with. So whatever component you use to calibrate your E-step, make sure there is not much component so that if it change, for example, material, I wouldn't put it as a factor for E-step. And then I will use the flow to adjust everything else. So depending on the nozzle temperature, it may change. Depending on the material, it may change. Depending on the speed, it may change. So
here's a fun fact. People who change your extruder tension, that significantly changes your E-steps. So consider that. Every time you twist your extruder tension, maybe, it's too tight, too loose, you're changing your hardware steps because it's digging more or less into the filament. Also, I did post a link to this spool of Prushiment that I have. it actually, they measure and record the what do you call it? The diameter as it prints or as it extrudes, which is pretty cool. You can see there's different sections that are a little bit more, a little bit less, but it's all within the plus or minus 0.02 range. And yeah, this is a really fun orange. It's very bright.
Yeah, still on my TV it looks so red.
It's blown out, right? It glows in blacklight too. I don't know what they put in the stuff, but it's bright.
Theodore, that would take dramatic difference, like 20% off 1.75 with the melt zone average it out since distance pushes in the same distance in melt and averages again. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you want to know how the diameter will affect the surface quality, I highly recommend you Mirage C channel. And there is one particular video where he made all the calculation you're looking for when it comes to how my diameter affect my surface quality. So he made actual simulation and stuff. So I highly recommend Mirage C. You can check on YouTube.
Yeah. Very cool.
I actually prefer Polymaker orange color. Well, apparently it's two different color paisleys.
Very different. Very different.
The Prusa orange, but personally the feedback we received is that our orange is very, very close to the Prusa orange. But when I see the spool of orange that Zombie has, there's no way.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Cognito, whose channel? Mirage C. Let me so if you go on YouTube, there's a Mirage C, and should be the first one. And then let me put that link in the chat. This one. So it's at Mirage C. So his handle is at Mirage C. So it's this one. So, and then if you look at this video, the last one, extrusion quality mystery issue resolved, that's an amazing, whoa, 242,000 views.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, amazing. Yeah, I
know it's a really good video.
It's I'm so happy I see this amount of view, because usually very scientific video that last more than 10 minutes don't get.
You know why? It's the clickbait. It's the Z wobble. That's a very clickbait topic, because people think, yeah, I 100%, 10,000%. How you present your video significantly impacts how many people are going to watch it or click on it.
Yeah.
Hey, but you don't have to have the like face. At least that proves that, right?
Oh, you see that is the third most view. Oh, I'm very happy. This is an amazing video. I highly recommend you guys go and watch this one. It's an amazing video. Okay, so how about we go? I'm a nerd. I watch every video of Mirage C. Oh yeah, they're wonderful.
His
they're
voice
amazing.
is very soothing too. It's like fun to watch.
Yeah, very technical channels. Yes, exactly. And
we had Mirage C on this channel. That was really cool. Yeah. We had him as a guest.
He came on Printbusters because we studied some of his video. I think we did 2 videos on Printbusters because they're so amazing. We actually also help in one video. The Printbuster community helped in one video.
Yeah, that's cool.
Truly, if you are trying, truly, if you're trying to calculate microns of surface difference of manufacturing, is the wrong method to being with. Okay, so let's go to the last one because my meeting is almost there. We'll make it short. I mean, that's the biggest Printbusters. That's actually the first one. That's what started everything. So we'll make it short. But Zombie, in 5 minutes, why some materials warp more than others? Ta-ta-ta. Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. Oh boy. Okay. Warping. Okay. I'll summarize it by saying there's 2 different types of warping. There is first layer adhesion warping, so your part coming off of the bed, and then curling as your print kind of forms. So we talk about something like an Eiffel Tower. This is going to be affected by curling, but this print right here, this large flat print is affected by first layer. I would call this warping. So depending on, so we'll talk about just the surface.
Well,
warping?
for me, it's the same, right? Warping is
Right,
one
right.
phenomenon, and then if it doesn't have enough layer adhesion, then it will easily warp. If it have enough adhesion, then you will still have the stress, but you won't. The layer adhesion can
Yeah.
resist the bed adhesion. But the question is really, why some materials you don't have any warping issue, like
Well,
PLA.
people aren't using the anti-warp technology that's found in polymaker filament.
So let's talk about amorphous
Yeah.
material.
Sure.
So why,
sure.
why you have problem with ABS and you don't have problem with PLA? Why you have problem with PC and you don't have problem with PTG as much?
That's a good question. From experience, a lot of it has been, I only find that ABS and ASA really warp. I mean, I don't print PETG, so I don't have that data set. But
Okay, so
they
maybe
don't-
compare ABS and PC to PLA then.
yeah, I don't really print much PC. Oh, I was thinking, should I do my one of my printers in like PC? Should I try that?
Oh yeah. In Polymax PC, it's underrated in the
Polymax.
custom.
I've
in the
heard it's too flexible. Since it has a little bit of play to it, it's not good for for parts.
Hmm.
I don't know how flexible it is for
Competition of
ABS.
flexible, the shrink rate, okay, but why?
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Why? Because I mean, it's not. I mean, I don't think it's an answer to say, well, because they are different. But why a
Okay.
material more than another? Because they're different.
So let's talk about the solutions that I've found, because that maybe can work backwards. So
Okay.
when someone says that their material warps, I give them hotter first layer temps, not hotter bed temps, but hotter first layer temps, wider extrusion widths, so going from 0.4 to 0.6, and a higher first layer height for more mass in the filament. So those three things combined generally fix the warping issues with everything else being the same. So I think it's just from what I can see, a lot of it is the solution is getting better contact, but why it warps in the first place, thermal shrinkage. I think it's thermal shrinkage. I still do.
Custom creation, hot layers on cooler layers, cooling at different rate. But that doesn't explain why one material would warp more than another, because they all print hot on cool. So if anyone has some answers, please go on discord.polymaker.com and drop your explanation. That's my favorite topic. Maybe our next Printbusters, I will go back to this topic and explain the structure, how I build this warping stuff with the different explanations. PPT time next Thursday, if I'm available, because I might be traveling for Christmas, but if I'm available, then PPT time next Friday, and then we'll go through that. But in the meantime, you can throw your hypothesis. Don't think that I'm going to give an answer, because I'm not. I'm only going to summarize different hypotheses and try to link them together through a scientific process. So no answer. It's just just putting things together basically and trying to
no answers.
No answer. I printed a rip-wrap PTG with big nozzle. It stuck to the bed properly, but when it cooled, I noticed it actually pulled the steel bed sheet up off the magnetic sheet. Yeah, we had that problem actually with Polymax PC. I saw that on the forum as well.
Oh yeah.
So something from. Okay, last thing from Matt. Do you think print speed will become an irrelevant topic from manufacturer to list? Instead, would recommend flow rate range of millimeter cube per second becomes more valid? Matt, I think it will. This is a decision that the market will take. Right now, the market is used to having a printing temperature range, printing speed range, and they cannot do without it. If you put something else, everybody is going to complain.
Spoiler alert: the printing temp range and plus your printing temp plus speed equals your flow restriction.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah.
So my answer, Matt, is yes. I think it makes much more sense, and no, manufacturers is not going to change, at least not in the next few years, just because people has not been educated yet. So Yeah, and that's why I was talking about smarter slicer, is because I don't think the market should go towards educating people on all the technological thing behind a 3D printer. I think if we really want to go mainstream, we should go away from that. We should have people saying, okay, I want a very nice print. I want a very strong print. I want to print a hook. I want to print that. And then the slicer figure out. So that's where I think we
Yeah.
should go if we really want to go mainstream. I mean, think about your 2D printer. Are you really counting how many droplets per line there is, the size of your droplets, blah, 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 like the temperature at which they are released, the speed at which they are released? I mean, nobody cares, right? You care about black and white, color, whether you want big or not big, whether you want to save ink or not save ink. So yeah, that's a 2D printer. Okay.
And then
Here, the
oh, yeah,
temperature of the surface of the bed can be much lower than the temperature you set, even after heat soak. So you might need to raise the bed temperature much higher. Yeah. I mean, it's the same for nozzle, right? Maybe some nozzle are higher quality than other. I mean, that's the thing I still don't know. What's the relationship between what is in your slicer and what is in real? If you put printing temperature 250, what is at 250 on the printer? The heat block, the thermostat, what is?
Yeah, I guarantee that your bed temp is your surface temp is lower than your set point. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And what I usually do is you look at the data sheet, you find the TG, which is usually around 60, I believe. So I just set that as my bed temp, and I measure my bed temp, and it's always less, on a normal setup.
Irish is much like the way Cricut market their machine. They market that what they can do, not how fast. Yeah. I mean, if we want to go mainstream, people just care about the usability, what they're gonna get out of it. They don't care how it's done. They just want what is out of it. So I believe that's where we should go towards to. Okay, so, guys, I think we're gonna do the last giveaway. Thank you so much for listening to our Printbusters live stream, which has been a long time. We haven't done.
Yeah, this has been fun. I like this.
Yeah,
I miss this.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite live stream. We're gonna go back here and we're gonna draw again. So yeah, maybe let's do that.
Okay.
Let me restart one. Anyway, for the people that are still there, can you compensate based on data gathered on surface temperature across the plate? Well, I guess so. I mean, that's what Bamboo do, right? Bamboo is one of the first printer that is taking real that has closed the feedback loop. So if you have more and more print, sorry. Sorry, I was talking. sorry, don't type this. Sorry, I was talking at the same time. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, don't type this. I'm doing it again. It's not gonna. Don't be feedback. Okay, there you go. I am
All right.
Be awesome.
On some feedback. What do you guys think of the new Hedgehog Makes logo? Oops, where's OBS?
Oh, is that your actual logo? Oh, I didn't.
Astronac helped make this.
I love it.
So this is the only spool I had that was blue upstairs was Polymax. This is PLA Pro, which prints really nice, and this is some random silk filament. That's pretty cool.
Nice. It's like a lime color, right? Like a green color.
Oh, no, it's not the color. It's just like whatever filament I had. This is the same filament, just different prints.
Cool. Did you see my suggestion for a Mizu black filament? VasCNC, no, I don't think I've seen that message. But you can go on our Discord. We have a specific form where you can put all your ideas, and it will be followed up. So you can go on our Discord, new idea. You can start a post and also put it in our there is an Excel sheet, and yeah. So all of your ideas are carefully checked by our team. So yeah, if you have ideas, make sure you go on our Discord. Can I buy filament directly from your warehouse in Houston? Gaffled, are you in Houston? Yeah, I mean, the team will be will be very glad to have someone visiting them. So yes. Oh, you are okay. I'm not anymore. I was there. Actually, we could have met, but
Aw.
I will be there soon.
Make
Oh
sure to
yeah,
buy your Christmas pool.
get your Christmas pool
Get
right
it,
now.
get it. This green color is way too nice not to get. The green is... I've gotten so many messages or seen messages saying that people just want to buy the green. Plus, the red's a very unique color. It's a little bit like pinkish. So it's a very nice red. And this would be great for Valentine's Day, too. This is going to be
Yeah.
a perfect color.
Go get your gift, or if you want to give
And
someone
Gingerbread. Gingerbread. You can make gingerbread Benchies. Fix'em Dude has made a lot of cool models recently that are like gingerbread, and a lot of people have. So you can use that to print gingerbread.
You can see the sparkle inside. There is crystal powders mixed with the PLA. That's a sparkle PLA. It's a special edition, limited edition. So make sure to get your Christmas bundle.
Look at those colors. Beautiful, beautiful. Get some sparkle.
The real
That's
life abstract.
Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. I love that.
Awesome. Glad you have a good experience, Irish, with Polyterra. I'm sold on my experience. Isn't
Same colors like the Maker Viking logo. It's close. This is a little more gold, but
okay. So you guys ready? We have 80 viewers, 55 entries. Don't forget to be awesome. I'm gonna draw in a few seconds.
you're not sharing your screen either. Thought that you know.
And I'm not sharing the screen. There you go. 55 entries. 80 viewers.
Yes,
Come
Gulsifer,
on.
this is your set file. Thank you.
I bought like 10 kg when you gave us 50% code during Modbot stream. Modbot stream? I don't think I've ever done a mod. Are you talking about Sean stream?
Did
I
you?
don't think
I
I've
think you
ever done a Modbot stream. Did I?
did. You? Did
No,
you?
I don't.
I thought
I
you did. You haven't done one of my stream yet, though.
Did I do a? Did I? No, I don't think I've done a Zombie 50 now.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. So yeah, if you want to have access to all of these big, it was Nero. Oh, okay, Nero stream. Yeah, I did one in Nero stream. So yeah, make sure to follow. Wait, let me enter. Yeah, Loyal. Don't forget to be awesome. And if Loyal wins, everyone is invited to the LM show room, and you can take Filament out of the shell.
Yep.
During the
I want some of that. I want some of that old. Was it not the Galaxy, but the Sparkle? I want the Sparkle colors. I've heard they're nice.
Yeah, and I think there is a very few people that still have this. I think there is Builder's Mark, Loyal, and a very few others that have the latest Sparkle Dark Green and Sparkle Dark Blue in the world. Okay, hey Loyal, that LM show filament, is that spool or is it a little shorter than most? Oh, that's not nice. That's not nice. Okay, you guys ready? 56 entries. Let's not forget to raid this time, Zombie. We forgot last time.
Oh yes, we're gonna raid. Okay, I'll find someone to raid.
Okay, you can find someone, and I will do the drawing in 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. Oh, wait, my mouse is not there. And 0. Good luck, everyone. And the winner of this today Printbusters stream is Kuideng. Congratulations, Kuideng. You are most likely in the chat because I just opened the giveaway like minutes ago.
I hope you're still here.
Kuideng. Are you here, Kuideng? Kuideng. Let me check. I don't have the Loyal, Subsector 3D and stuff. They all have like something.
I know. I don't even use the fun ones either.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to manually detect if they are in the chat. Okay, yeah, come back from vacation. I hope you have a very good winter vacation, or is that called winter vacation? So congratulations, Kuideng. bank contact in the chat to reach out to me, and then you will be able to select your Ponymaker spool. So, thank you again, everyone. Have you found anyone? Who is?
There's no other 3D printer, so let's go raid MakerDeck. And I have a mild announcement. So Jason from LDO, apparently he won an MK3 on the Joel Telling show, and he's going to be giving it away on MakerDeck. So that'll be pretty cool. So if you want a chance to win one in the future.
What? Sorry. Actually, Stephen Poole is live.
He was AFK.
Okay. I think Stephen was in the chat. Stephen, are you going to stream, or are you going to?
Yeah,
to
yeah. Let us know.
for
I actually don't see him on here.
Glendon 3D. Okay, cool. Actually, you know what? I think we've never raided MakerDeck ever. I think.
MK3 is
We-
deposited on beta. It's been a long time.
I think we never.
When is
never
that
did.
happening?
Because I usually like to go to someone that is live and talking about some stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have. So why not? It would be a first. Paisley's. Is that a first? I think it's going to be a first, Paisley's.
I think one of them.
I
Because
don't think
usually
so.
there's someone else that's like on or doing something.
I think
Hey,
it's
there you
going to be.
Liz
think
can
it's-
go live and talk, so we'll have some showing of what the active discussions are in MakerDeck.
Oh, Stephen Paul was eating. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, then Paisley's, you can get prepared. I'm sending 70 people to you.
And I can even join for a few minutes too.
Yeah.
I have the power.
And I'm going to eat. I'm so hungry. Like all of this brain work. Well, I didn't do much brain work. I put everything on zombie today. But next time, I promise I will participate also.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm glad I could at least confirm some stuff for that Joel Tellings giveaway.
Maker. There
What
you go.
is MakerDeck?
The very first MakerDeck raid, and you're gonna see Zombie and Liz sharing some awesome stuff. This
I guess.
they bring to life the Swatch truck, which is funny. Thank you everyone again. Make sure to join our Discord, discord.ponymaker.com. Join our Discord if you want to participate in all the Printbuster debate. If you want to prepare something, a hypothesis or a scientific experiment that you want to show off during Printbusters, you are very welcome. Reach out to me on Discord. I will send you the StreamYard link, and then you can join us and participate live to the debate. So yeah, thank you again. Thank you, Zombie, for how do you say, co-hosting again with me.
Co-hosting.
I think
Yep.
Yeah.
Always a
very-
pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you again. And don't forget, Zombies also have a Twitch and a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Zombies, Hedgehog Make or Zombies Make? Hedgehogs Make, I think.
Hedgehog makes. Yeah.
Hedgehog Makes. So you can also check out some build and some science, 3D printing science as well. So thank you, everyone. And then I will. Oh, you just put your stuff.
I
on
can
top.
do that. I don't really use that much, but there we go.
No, I don't
Thank you,
have
everyone.
the-
Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye bye. And then how can I see? You put the shout out on top of the counter, so I don't know if we have.
Oh. Oops.
Let me end the broadcast. I will just assume
Yeah,
it was.
I think you're good now.
Okay, and then let me end.